Live from the mysterious Tiahuanaco rock structures, it's the Grandma's Virginity Podcast, episode 42. On this week's episode, Ryan Quincy, creator of IFC's upcoming animated series Out There, opens up about his 15 years working on South Park.
Like, oh, South Park, that you guys must have so much fun. It's like, dude, it's fucking hell, you know? Mm-hmm. But the end result, the end product it's so worth it, and it's amazing. And to be like a fly on the wall during all that stuff.
Justin comes down from the mountaintop with a powerful revelation that will surely solve all of humanity's problems.
This explains Jesus Christ. This explains Muhammad.
Oh my God.
This explains the Mayan calendar. This explains everything.
Then again, maybe not.
Oh, shit. Now the fucking Betty Crockers own the government and they can fucking do whatever they want.
Wait a minute,
There's
that
no
was
way.
a turn. Betty Crocker owns the government?
Mario delights all when he drops in during listener email.
I wish you a good luck. You teach the Neanderthals.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now,
a
let's make it
message.
clear.
Teach them how to
The
read.
Palestinians, the Arab people, are not Neanderthals.
All that, plus Jackie spills drinks everywhere. Grab your microchips, because here we go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Grandma's Virginity Podcast, episode 42. I'm Justin Roiland. With me, as always, is Jackie Buscarino.
Hello.
The lovely female component of the show.
Ryan Ridley.
For those first-time listeners. And, of course, Ryan Ridley is here.
Hello.
The Jewishy sort of other
Ugly.
I don't
0.5 male component.
I don't want to. Wait, what? You saying that you're...
You and I make up the...
Oh, we're both half a man.
Yeah.
All right.
In
I'll
real
like
life
that.
and on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, today we have a very special guest sitting in. The very prestigious Ryan Quincy.
Wow. Thank you.
And I'll tell you who he is.
Is Ryan Quincy a whole or a half man, Justin?
He's a full man.
Huh? Maybe even a man and a half.
100% all
Maybe he's a full
American.
man more than we are.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter of a man.
Uh-huh.
At least I feel that way these days. But so Ryan Quincy sitting in. He was a supervising producer on South Park, right?
Yeah, I was a lot of things over there.
A jack of all trades.
Yeah, I feel like my job, though, was pretty much the same thing the whole time. But
But just doing
bunch
of different.
I guess I got different. Yeah, started as an animator and then lead animator, and just different things. But yeah.
So and you did that for 15 years on South
Whoa.
Park.
About 14.
14 years.
So that would be starting in like the second or third season?
Ryan's loud.
Sorry, I'm
Who, me?
I'm working on it here.
Who, me?
Go ahead.
That was I started on the movie.
Oh.
On the movie. So yeah, right around the
That would be like, what, the third?
tail
fourth
end
season?
of second season and right into the third season. So
Cool.
right when everyone was kind of dismissing South Park and they were like, "Oh, it's over. We're done. That's over.
They
That's
were wrong.
that's done."
Yeah, they were
And
pretty wrong.
Yeah.
And then the other thing Ryan Quincy is known to our listeners for, and they don't know yet, they're about to discover, is that Ryan Quincy is the creator of Out There, the show that Ryan almost was cast on,
Oh yeah.
but then
Wait.
was passed over for this silky smooth
Ironic.
voice that you're hearing.
Like the holiday that my people celebrate.
yeah,
Passed
yeah, they were
over.
passed over.
There's some sort of X on my
Oh, yeah.
door.
Happy Rosh Hashanah, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you, Jack.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
to temple today
How'd
for
it
about
go?
an hour. I couldn't
Liar.
really handle it.
Yeah.
Lie.
Yeah. What do you mean lie? I did. I heard
Yeah,
the
you're full
shofar
of
blow,
shit.
which is, I guess, all you're supposed to hear, and then you're good.
Well, no, I mean, so you know.
Wait.
Oh.
Is there any truth to this story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We need
tell-
to.
Sorry about that.
About the Justin
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
stealing
There you
your
go.
part.
Well, I didn't think of it as theft, but now that you mention it.
No, that was
Highway
that's
robbery.
interesting. No, it was very during casting and all this stuff. Like, I mean, just to kind of give you some backstory about how I know Justin, it was always sort of like on the periphery.
As everyone should know, Justin.
Yeah, Jennifer Howell, who was over at South Park for the longest time. I was good friends with her, and she had just gotten that job over at 20th, developing stuff, and she was always talking about this Justin Roiland and this House of Cosby's, and you got to check him out and all this stuff. And it's like, all right. And I was like, okay, what's this Joker all about? It's like, okay. So yeah, I kind of always had him in, on the sidelines, kind of knew who he was. And then
You watched House of Cosby's?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's funny.
And I had always known who you were as well, but they never. And I remember Mike McMahon always telling me like, you have to see Out There.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did a presentation for it?
Yeah.
For
Okay.
Fox. Like,
Got
how
it.
many years ago? Like,
That was 4 years ago, and
Yeah.
you were over there at the time doing
Yep.
something. So it was, always knew Justin Roiland and knew what he did and all that stuff, and then saw he was working on fish hooks, and just always had him in my sights a little bit. And then when IFC picked up Out There, and this role came up for this character, it was that's an interesting story in itself, just casting, and so we're trying to figure out different people, because the person I originally wanted was like a friend of mine. So that's always an awkward thing, and that's always that type of thing where it's like, we love the demo, we love the band, and then
Yeah,
He
kind
did the
of thing.
voice in the original
listen, the
pilot
drummers,
presentation, the friend.
Yeah, exactly.
drummers
We
a
love it
little
all.
off.
We love it all.
Just we
We
got
saw-
a couple guys. We
We
want
need
you to.
someone sexier.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
We got the record deal, and
Yeah.
then it's like, you know what? Yeah, exactly.
But that's what it was. Your friend did the voice in the original pilot presentation?
Mhm.
I actually
Oh,
really,
boy.
honest to God, really liked his take on the character too. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not kidding.
I
Like,
bet.
No.
I swear to God, like
No,
when
I
I
know,
got it,
that's genuine.
I was actually kind of sweating bullets because I'm nothing like what originally what you had originally. I'm
Yeah.
not like that at all. So I was just like, oh fuck, like.
So they thought Justin was the sexy drummer that you were.
Well, no,
replaced with?
I actually, so it was like, so you have this character in your head, and even when writing, that's the character you think of, and that's the voice in your head, and then to have, the powers that be say, like, you know what, that's not working out, let's explore other people. And so, like, some of the people they were bringing to the table was like, cringing, and like,
But, like
okay.
celebrities or something, but just
Yeah, a little bit of that, but also like,
Who did I beat out? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What are some of
well,
the
I
big
don't know
names?
about that. I don't want to get. I don't want to get into that. But IFC, they're really getting into like more of like the alt comedy type Comedy Central. It reminds me of like Comedy Central
back in the day.
in the
Yeah,
day
yeah,
with
yeah.
the game shows and all that type of stuff. So bringing really talented people, but it just wasn't the right thing. And so at the time, I was listening to your guys' podcast actually, because I always kind of followed Justin's kind of his career trajectory.
My straight
your
line
straight
of-
linear path. And there was a conversation, I don't know who it was, but they were like, oh, you should listen to Ryan on this podcast. So here we're getting into this now.
Yeah.
I mean, so far it's
So-
accurate to what
Good.
I've heard. I was
And-
sure this was going to be the first thing you're going to say was, what?
What's-
No. Wow, it's a real game of telephone. I don't know. You were never considered.
No, but it was like, oh yeah, Justin's thing, and we were listening to it and everything, and I was like, you know what, we should just have Justin come in and read for it, because was aware of Justin's voices on fish hooks and that type of stuff, and it was always to the shrillest, craziest level, screaming, just like, but just his regular voice, speaking voice, I was like, okay, that's interesting. There's some charisma there. There's some energy there.
You hear that, Ryan?
So
There's
it's
charisma.
So sad. The whole story is so true.
Well, look, what's this
No,
guy?
No.
Who's
Not
this
to-
guy?
not
Who's
to
my
slight
champion?
you,
Let
not
me-
to slight you at all.
I want to know this
Ryan.
champion's name of mine. Believe me.
Yeah,
One day
no.
he'll have his.
Well, I think
Well,
it's the guy
druthers.
that didn't give you the shorts. Justin.
What he's saying, Ryan Ridley,
No.
is that he heard you and he said, "Fuck this voice."
I know a star when I hear one.
So that's the story. I don't know if that was the no frills.
No, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
gotta,
pretty
yeah.
pretty much
I'm
accurate.
just glad to hear it was accurate too, because you hear these things, you're like, well, this is going to become one of these, and of course, this will become one of the great showbiz legends, like
It will
Richard
be.
Dreyfuss
Yeah. Like,
almost
how did
was
you find-
cast
yeah.
as Han Solo. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
exactly.
It'll be one of those.
Yeah.
Can you believe they passed up Ryan Ridley for
Yeah.
this role?
Yeah, like-
President
And went
Ryan
with,
Ridley,
and went with Jordan
that guy who killed a bunch of kids.
Roy. Yeah.
The guy who snapped and just shot up an orphanage for no reason, no good reason at all.
How did he even find an orphanage?
And then they'll have to go back and take your voice out, and then we'll
Yeah.
put Ryan's in.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
after all that goes down.
Yeah, because like
ADR.
you'd never shoot up an orphanage. You're pretty
No.
You're pretty together with it when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Justin.
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome. So I'm really curious there's so many questions I have about South Park, and I don't know how much you want to, like, you guys want to know.
What's Trey Parker like?
I mean, just honestly, like, because just the process of making an episode in 4 days or whatever the turnaround time.
Justin assigned homework to watch the.
You watched the documentary?
Yeah, it's called
what is it?
6 days to air.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just fucking
You
insane.
didn't watch it, Jackie? Oh.
It's okay,
Sorry.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My question is, at what point did they adopt that production schedule? Was that right away? It couldn't have been season 1 or 2, right? Like
no, that's definitely over time and evolution to get to that point. So, originally it was, picked up like anything, which I'm learning now is like, they had an order of 6 shows, and they got notes from the network and everything, and jumped through the hoops and all that type of stuff. But it was such a huge hit and was so big that I think over time, what was so great that they did was they were able to carve out like an island to kind of keep everything in house.
Yeah.
Like editing, audio, everything is right in there.
Yeah.
You're not sending stuff out and just keeping it insular.
And that was always like that from the very beginning?
Yeah, it was. But, they always wanted them on the lot and different things. There's fights and battles you have to do. And it's been interesting with my experience on Out There, like just that coming from that culture and everything. So, but that definitely didn't happen right away. There was plenty of time to do episodes, but just their creative process, especially Trey, is down to the last minute. Like, even if you give them like a year to do something, they're going to still wait till the last week.
Yeah,
to do it.
That's
like a friend of ours.
Yeah, that's exactly like Harmon, and I'm a lot like that too. Like,
I am too, and I am. You kind of thrive in that. You're always thinking like, oh, I can always to the 11th hour, always kind of sculpting it and doing something with it. Sculpting it. That sounded like a total asshole.
No. Does Trey like? Here's the difference. The point of departure potentially for me. Is like, is he working on it? Like, if you give him a year, is he fucking rewriting it every day for a year? Or is he procrastinating and fucking around and playing video games? And
No. Well, there's a little bit of both, but I think it's constantly rewriting.
Okay.
Because there was always like the idea, like, you know what? I can't believe that season was crazy where we jam-packed like 7 episodes in 9 weeks. Let's do 12 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks of pre-production. But things are always changing constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
To the point where those weeks up front didn't even matter. It was
it was just like draining. It was it was brutal, so.
That's kind of like how it was on Mr. Sprinkles. Like we were doing that cartoon in 4 days, but it was like, a 3-minute cartoon in 4 days from script to final.
Here's the thing. This is what I was wondering, because a lot of times it can go either way. It either breaks where it's like all that rewriting is making it better, and then sometimes it's making it worse because they're just overthinking it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's the thing. That's the rub, right? That's the whole thing.
Because in that documentary, there's a scene where they're following the one episode. It's the
iPad episode,
the human centipede one.
Yeah.
And at some point, they show Trey Parker's like, oh, this is bad. This is horrible.
Yep.
Which I'm sure he must go through. Everyone must go through it every phase. But then I know I've felt that way. Justin's felt that way. House of Cosby, you said you thought it was going to be unfunny when you were doing it. But then of course, because you're too close to it. But has there ever been a time when like there's been an episode everyone's going, that's bad, and then just it's bad, and you're like, this really just didn't come together.
Yeah. And I think I can say this, but it was the Oprah one with Towley. That one. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that one?
No.
I don't know, but yeah,
I actually didn't start watching South Park till the 10th season.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty familiar from 10 on.
But I mean, that being said, these guys do this. It's phenomenal what they do in this amount of time.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing, and to be like a fly on the wall of that production process and that creative process for that long and see it evolve was just like the best education you could ever get just to see these guys work.
It's also insane. Like if you consider the sort of status of that show and those guys as creators, and that's nuts. And you were an integral part to. I mean,
what specifically were your duties?
Well, when I started as an animator on the movie. And that was the funny thing was like originally the movie was they were just we'll bang this out in 2 or 3 months. You know, and here's the script, and that thing just got changed over and over and over again, and we got extended and until we were right up till the release date, in 99. And so I started as an animator, and then when that was up, they asked me to come over to the TV show as an animator.
Yeah.
And just animating, season 4 and 5 and 6, and then I was asked to be a lead animator, and then overseeing and kind of more managerial stuff, and then there's like 12 animators, and there's 12 technical directors that set up the shots and build the characters and backgrounds and props and all this. I mean,
and they work in teams, sort of like
there's like the whole pipeline. There's a whole assembly. They kind of touch on it in the documentary, But,
I was trying to figure out how that all worked. I couldn't quite wrap my head around it.
It's just a big cluster fuck that's dysfunctional but functional. They found their groove in this weird just snowball. It just snowballs. It's just this flurry.
They have like a technical dude who's basically working to get all the character designs together and the background together and all the layers and all the shit in that sort of working file, and then the animator then takes it and keyframes it to the audio and follows the storyboard for. Is that essentially what?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's there's a storyboard department, but they also act as character designers, background designers, prop designers.
Okay, so it's kind of just like
it's very unique. Like everyone is like unique in that
they can do a bunch
lot
of shit.
Stuff.
Okay, totally.
So Trey, and Matt work with the storyboard guys, and then that goes down to. What I was overseeing was like once storyboards stuff came out, we would distribute it out to the artists. It would set up the shots, build them in Maya. We do everything in Maya.
Is that it? Because I heard a rumor that a story that they changed to some proprietary program. Is it still just Maya?
It's still Maya, but there's a lot of
plugins and
custom stuff that we've done over the years and things.
Okay, just tweaking the program to Okay.
So and then but it's always changing, man. It's always. And that's what's so great about that place is you can do that. You're just this little island that can all this stuff. You're just like little worker ants, just kind of going along. Oh, Cartman's that hat's wrong. His hat needs to be off. Okay, and it's just like that.
Immediately changes it.
One of the things that I noticed, I don't remember his name, but there's one of the directors. He's a long-haired Asian guy.
Oh yeah, Jack.
That's
your
dude.
That's my man.
So there's a scene where I sort of understood what was going on for the first time because it was like there's a scene and then he's like, no, you got to have him move like this, and he's like demonstrating like kind of how to move and have it be like this. So is that something that you would do? Like you'd kind of like go, no, we got to have him running like this and
definitely
like this.
Like that was like Jack and myself and also Jenny Yu, who's the lead technical director over there now. We are like it's telephone game a little bit. We relay all the notes and stuff out to the floor. They call it the floor where everyone is. So and especially Jack has total he goes out and acts stuff out. And when I was an animation director and stuff, I would do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Jack's a very animated guy. I'm a little more reserved, but I would still do that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And you have to relay that stuff to the artists, and then. Quick turnaround and then back, and it's just back and forth.
It's like because I remember there's that one episode where Cartman fights a midget, and then just the way the midget was walking, So how do you make the funniest version of the guy walking? Because there's a million ways to do it.
Oh yeah, goes through so many different passes, and there's like video reference of like
of a real midget walking.
Yeah, if they see something,
God,
totally. And it just takes
little
all these different
who coordinates all that? Like that's the thing that I cannot fucking even imagine is like the coordinator and production manager.
It's such a well-oiled machine. I mean, they have some really great people there that have been there a long time, and it's a really tight-knit group. And it's crazy, man. It is insane.
So is Jack still working on there?
Yeah,
okay, so
he's there
working
right
on
now.
Both shows then? Is that what I'm getting?
He did
this
do
summer,
boards for you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he helped with
on Out There.
storyboards. Mm-hmm.
And then he went back to...
Yeah, they're on the tail end of season 16 right now. So the first show airs next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. So
Wow.
see,
Wow.
They're right now fucking...
yeah, they're in it.
Right
They're
now, they're
staying.
in it.
Do these people have families, or like does Trey and Matt like do they?
Yeah,
They
they
have
do.
families?
But that's what's funny about it too. Like when I started, I was 24, 25. Yeah, I'll stay up all night. Yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
now
And then
you're
is it-
38, 39, and you have a wife and 2 kids,
And it's like
and everyone, yeah, that's the family atmosphere with it too. I mean, it is dysfunctional, but I've known those. They are like family to me. There's people there that I've seen people have kids and people die and all this stuff. And so, yeah, at some point you're like, but that's just how these guys do a show. This is how they operate.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you have to kind of cater to that.
Yeah. It's
So-
kind of fucking awesome and
so
magical.
They still like Matt and Trey still have the energy to do pull all nighters and just,
Oh yeah.
just do.
They
wow.
are they are there
Wow.
to the bitter end.
But
and
it's
that's
only-
what's
Yeah,
so cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's like 6 weeks. What is the time? It's like there's this on-off period because
Well-
you get all this time off. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was so great about it, and what was great for me because I was able to do a lot of side projects. So we would do 7 shows in the spring and 7 shows in the fall. So that's like 19, 20 weeks out of the year, and
Yeah.
every once in a while we'd be called in the summers to do like special projects or something
Yeah.
like that. But you'd have all this time off, these hiatus periods where you could kind of go off and travel, or maybe you do stuff, and I would
Yeah.
do. And that's kind of where I would start doing music videos or some of my own type of stuff. So
And you and everyone who's sort of an important player to the show gets paid for the full year, right? To retain their
yes, I mean there is
That's
not
awesome.
full on, but there's like it's like a
On-season
stipend or like
Okay.
it's like a split up. But
Yeah,
it's a
you're
retainer.
retained. Basically.
Yeah, you're retained.
So you're not forced to have to get another job.
No, and you can go on unemployment and all
Uh-huh.
that. But they realize how important everyone is to
Yeah.
this process
Especially
because
when you
it's
get
so
so
unique.
awesome.
And a groove
Yeah.
together.
You
Yeah,
It's not
totally.
easy to find that chemistry.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just swap people out like
Yeah.
Have you
no.
worked on any projects in between, like for other people, and been disappointed at how awful it was to work on other productions? Where like,
I think that's got to be a yes.
I mean, yeah.
No,
it
it's
sounds
funny
like
that-
the family and like people work hard. You've got the 2 main
Plus
guys
the product
who still,
is good.
Yeah, who still pull all nighters. I know.
No.
I experienced that where I was like going from a family of like tight knit, awesome people, and then going to a place where it's like
Yeah.
divas who need pampering, and,
Yeah.
and it disgusts me.
Yeah.
But I was so spoiled early. I was not spoiled. I worked really hard, but it was like family. Like I totally know what you.
Yeah, no,
need.
that's a really good
Yeah.
question because I'm experiencing that now. Not to say that where I'm at right now is bad, but it's like starting from the
Yeah.
ground floor. And I was spoiled. I did come from like this culture, this environment that I was like, oh, you can do that.
yeah.
And I went into this. I had expectations. I had all these preconceived notions like, oh, I'll be able to change this and I'll do this. And
Yep.
then you get into this new thing. You're like, oh, wait a second. This is, I can't do that. And then
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any situations where you're given what you are in another project, but there's this thing where you're given reverence because like, oh, he worked in South Park, and we're just working on the whatever, the Miceketeers or some weird random show you're doing for Nick Kids or something.
I don't know. I think everything kind of informs what, everything else that you do. Like I've done development at Nickelodeon, I've done development at Disney, and I think people are always like really attracted to how South Park's made. And
Yeah.
I can't believe you do that in that amount of time. Can you apply that to this? But then you're like,
No, you don't want
No,
to set yourself up
you
to
can't.
fail. Like,
No
'cause it's
way.
a completely
No.
different
Yeah,
situation.
no, the
Totally
machine is.
Yeah.
That's what's so amazing about South Park is that the network is essentially allowing them to operate that
yeah,
way.
exactly.
It's like other networks might want to do that in theory, but
But
once
it'll
they
never
realize they
happen.
get no
Oh,
notes or they don't,
yeah,
whatever it is,
exactly.
it's like then they change their tune pretty quick.
Plus, not
Um,
everyone is that creative entity.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a specific skill set to be able to deliver the goods and come through.
And trust
it's
them.
Nuts, man.
And the end product kind of trumps all that stuff, you know. And that was the thing was, you know, again, it didn't happen that way right away.
Yeah.
It was over, 16 seasons and a movie and all the other stuff they've done. Like, that's just an evolution of that. So like, getting back to the payment thing, because I'm really you want a job at
favorite
Southland.
No. I'm just because I've had discussions with people about this, and I want to know for myself, just for clarification. So is it like, obviously you're getting paid during those weeks that you're working, those 20 weeks or whatever odd weeks that it is, but then when you're not, are you getting just a lower rate every week? Are you getting a check in the mail? Are you getting a big fat chunk of money?
Yeah, you're getting. I mean,
it's like milestones. Wouldn't it be like milestones? Like, if you finish a certain amount, then you get money, and then once the show's delivered,
you get a big chunk.
Yeah, you would get a.
Well, how does that come? Is it a 1099? Is it a W-2? Do they take
Who
taxes?
cares?
I do. I'm curious because it's like, I know, like, when you sell a show,
how much you contribute to your IRA every year?
Well, no, look. When you sell a show and like you write a
contribute.
script, like all your payments come as these giant 1099 checks,
right?
And then you end up fucking getting raped at the end of the year, but for taxes if you don't pay the sort of quarterly, federal and state whatever.
Yeah.
Not to fucking put all you little kids to sleep that listen to the show, but I'm just curious if when you're working on South Park, obviously you're getting a weekly paycheck during production weeks, I assume.
Yep.
And then you go off and what do they give you? Like, oh, here's your stipend. It's for, sake of discussion, it's $40,000. It may not be that. You don't have to tell me, but here,
50.
but and then you look at it and it's like, oh, but it's a W-2 and they took out $25,000, whatever dollars out of it, and I'm walking away with 15.
Yeah.
You're
Because
just asking if he gets it all in one lump
is it a
sum
1099 or is it a W-2, man?
It
Let
comes
the
out
people know.
It's a briefcase full of cash.
Let the world know.
I was so far above that shit.
Why wasn't that in the?
I was
that
getting
was in the
gold bricks,
documentary.
man. Yeah, I wasn't with the bottom feeders there. So. And I'm joking.
No, come on, buddy.
No, I think everyone elected to do whatever they wanted to with that money, but it was like a lump sum, and you either take it out when you fill out your W-2s or whatever.
Oh, so so you could almost like a bank account, like you could just access and pull money out whenever you wanted.
No.
So boring.
Is it? I feel like I don't know. Am I the only one that cares?
I don't know the details of it.
Just so
I do understand,
fascinating.
because it'd be like, how do you plan your life?
Well,
It'd be
yeah,
like,
I mean, here
I
you
need
are,
a car.
like,
when am I going to get my
here's the thing,
money?
like,
I get it.
For you to, like, essentially what they're paying when you're not working is to guarantee your availability for when,
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't, like, that limits severely the other potential jobs you might be able to get. So I'm just so curious to know.
Well, I think here's the real question.
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
question beneath the question.
Yeah.
How do you give up that kind of job security? Because not only do you get this level of freedom that you work 20 weeks a year, you get off 32, and you're getting paid for that, but also your show's gonna go for at least, I don't even know, 5, 10, depending on where you're at in your career, 15 years from when you first started. I mean, how do you give that up?
I know, man. That was the biggest sacrifice, but I mean, you get your own show, and then it's kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
It's better
to.
What is the expression? Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven?
Yes.
I don't know, but you could always go back. Couldn't you always go back? Like,
I don't know.
oh, come on.
I don't think so. I don't think I
Yeah.
want to. As much as I love that, that time of my life, and I love those people and everything. I don't know if I want to.
The good times, the bad times.
Yeah,
Did they
do
throw
other
you a
stuff.
big going away party?
No.
What?
I didn't. No.
Really?
No.
Oh, this family, huh? Well.
Yeah, right. No.
He's a jolly good fellow.
As they're
Well, was
ushering
there
me
a
out the
cake?
door.
Yeah.
There was no cake. No. It was an interesting the time period of when it happened, because I had just found out like 2 weeks before we were starting back earlier this year that
Your last season was the spring of this year? Okay.
Yeah, like February.
And you found out that Out There was greenlit to series.
Yeah, and I was just the next day going up to San Francisco with Eric Stow, who's Butters. He's based on Butters.
Yeah.
And David Lene, like their main like technical wizard guy, going up to San Francisco for like this panel for this thing about South Park, and I was like, oh, I pretty much had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Just like, oh my God, I know that I have to
leave.
Yeah, can I stay? Can I do I
Yeah.
wanted to do both. Can I make it work out? And reality set in. It's like I can't do both, and not to say that they didn't give me a cake or a parade or that type of stuff.
A metaphorical cake and parade.
Yeah, but it was just kind of like I showed up on the first day, everyone was back, and I think it was kind of a big surprise to everyone.
Yeah.
Did you make the announcement in a room?
Yeah.
Why are
in
we
front
all
of
gathered
everybody.
here?
Yeah,
Really? Are you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was always like everyone would gather the first
for a
day and
big
be like,
meeting.
well, this is what we have on our plate and this is what's going on.
And you dropped a bomb and you ruined their first day back.
Yeah.
maybe,
everyone start
or
crying?
maybe-
What a
no, I
dick.
think people were. Yeah.
Was it like
Fuck that
what
guy.
was worse, that or the morning of 9/11? I'm just curious. the emotional reaction in the
obviously,
room.
when the South Park day
Equal
was
right
worse.
now.
So no, I mean, what was everybody like shocked? Like, who all was in the room? Is Trey and Matt a part of that first day back meeting? Like, were they present for that?
No.
It's
They
just
They're-
all
don't
the-
even know his name, Justin.
Oh,
I
come
don't
on.
think they do.
No,
I
stop.
think I was there so long that they forgot.
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
me.
Wait, you're the
sure.
same guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. Just 50 pounds heavier.
But did they take you out? Did they?
No.
Are you
no.
close with them? I
d-
guess is the question.
I'm not really. That's. It's interesting.
I mean, I'm not surprised to hear that because, like, I mean, just gathering sort of my mental image of this machine and how many people must be within it.
Mm-hmm. You're working.
Yeah.
You're like, and that being said, our end of the run parties were like phenomenal, and everyone would blow off a lot of steam.
Yeah.
and you're really friendly with everyone, but you're in the trenches, and you kind of want to respect those guys and kind of give them their distance and kind of not be up in their grill,
Yeah.
and respect that. And
But
so-
back in the day, I mean, it must have been more collegiate almost because you hear stories about them. Like, I mean, even in the documentary, you talk about how they went to the Oscars not only dressed in drag but on mushrooms, and you're like, they must. And I know people who've worked for the show, and I've
acid,
heard
they
rumors.
did
of,
LSD.
oh, is it acid? Yeah.
yeah.
So stories of crazy parties and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I mean, did you used to like? I mean, when you started, if you're 24, were you like in the mix with that whole scene, like going to their parties and?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and totally, you're right there in the mix. But then you go back to work and you're working, and it's never. I'm friendly with everyone there, but I always looked at it as like a job, and I was wanted to do whatever they wanted because
Sure. Yeah.
you know. So
No,
But yeah, it
it's
was-
like a football team, man. You're like
exactly,
The
I'm the fucking nose tackle. or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
But that day they were in a writers' meeting, so they don't really congregate with
Yeah.
everyone all the time, But they treat everyone well,
Yeah. I have a question, and we may cut this. I don't know, but I'm just
Okay.
really curious. Mary Bergman,
Okay.
who was the voice of Cartman's mom and all these different characters on the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know what era or season that was. I'm assuming you were working.
Yeah.
That she killed herself.
Yep.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. And they had to.
No.
Yeah, it's horrible. And she was like the voice of
Like the
so
main
many female
female
characters.
character voice?
Yeah. She did like a ton of, and she was amazing. And if you look at her IMDb, it's just like mind-boggling.
Disney
the voices.
stuff.
Oh my god, the stuff. Yeah, she actually the voices she did on South Park, she did under a pseudonym at first because of her Disney work.
Ah, like you.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't think that far ahead. I should have. I'd probably would. Things would be a little bit different right now, but no. So like, yeah, she killed herself, which is just
How did
tragic.
she do it?
I don't know. I don't know the exact details, but what I'm curious about is sort of the effect on the show and like what like I'm assuming that happened in the off season, right? In between seasons. It didn't
I don't think it did.
It was
think
like
it
when
happened,
you guys were- Oh my
yes, it happened
God.
in the midst of it all, and that's interesting, Justin. You bring that up because we can talk about Isaac Hayes too,
Oh yeah.
because that was a very similar type of thing. I mean, that was kind of a more gradual type of phasing out
Yeah.
of Chef,
Because of like there was
Scientology.
tension between the way they portrayed Scientology and
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that, and also too, I think just the show was evolving and going away from a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But with Mary Kay, that was right when I started, like from the movie, going there, and she had done the movie, and
Yep.
she was, I met her a few times, just amazing woman, just so like beaming and happy, but then you never know, you never know what's going on. And
it sucks. Yeah.
But that was the thing, was like it happened in the middle of a season, and everyone was kind of scrambling to like, what do? The show must go on kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's they had to find 2, other actresses. Now it's been 3 or 4 maybe to fill those roles that one person did. She was so versatile. So that was crazy.
What did they do? So it was just like at the drop of the hat, like just we gotta start auditioning people now, like immediately.
Yeah.
Like
what a process to have to sit through, knowing it's like someone
horrible.
killed themselves.
I mean,
you mean being the person auditioning?
Or
anything,
or sitting
angles.
and listening to the auditions. Oh my god,
it's so sad.
A lot of baggage with that.
And
process.
it was so long ago. I think it was like 2000.
Yeah, it was a
maybe.
long time ago.
But I'm trying to recall like if they wrote those characters out or they did
for a few
or something.
Yeah.
But
To
I
give
know
himself
that
a
we
little
did.
bit.
I know that we did like the Mr. Hanky like Christmas favorites, where we did like montages of parodies of things, and they made like a nice tribute to her.
Yeah,
of all the characters and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but that was crazy.
How old was she?
I don't know, but I mean, I mean, if you look at her
Late
IMDb,
30s?
it's really insane. This like she did voices for everything. I mean, it was just insane.
Very talented.
So talented and just like what a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
Like because what I don't know what was going through her head when she did that, but it's like like you're saying, she was very beaming and.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did she have a history of like mental illness?
I don't know.
Or, like, you're right. Though. Who knows?
You never know,
Who
man.
knows?
You guys might
there
find out
is.
that I'm dead, next week.
And we
I
throw a
hope
big
not.
party.
It would.
No, that's-
Well, I know
Ryan would be able to swoop
replacement.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
got the replacement
Yeah,
right here.
Ridley will take over my
only
voice
10%
duties.
of me hopes that happens.
Yeah.
That's not a very big percentage.
Okay, so going back to Isaac Hayes, because you're saying that the show, and you're right, kind of was departing from that its roots of like the chef being a main character and sort of this sort of like fatherly figure to these kids. And I know that the Scientology episode was, at least in the news, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
But you're saying that things were kind of going on before that happened?
I mean, a little bit. I don't think there was ever any like friction or anything like that. I think it was just like the nature of like he would always have to. He'd either be in New York, I don't know where he was, but he'd have to send it in.
Got it.
And every once in a while he'd be in town to record. It was just that kind of logistics, that type of thing.
Well, the production
And
schedule
he
was
should
nuts.
be so grateful because he wasn't doing anything before they brought
No,
him
it was
back.
huge. That was huge
But-
for him.
Yeah, and that's
Totally.
what he does to say thank you.
And he's a
Well,
Scientologist.
Just be a
huh?
little
Yeah.
diva baby.
Well, think about it like this, and this is me completely playing devil's advocate. I'm not a fan of Scientology, but I was just thinking, if you're a Scientologist, you're emotionally connected to your religion as someone who's religiously Jewish or Catholic. So imagine if I was being Jewish, not even that into it religiously, but if I was working a show and I'm just like doing all this anti-Semitic like episode, maybe I don't want to continue doing this.
They were joking.
Yeah, well-
No, I'm saying
Look,
I'm just purely playing
Here's
devil's
the thing.
advocate.
I just
know.
want to put it out there real quick. Scientologists are cool. I love them.
Are you?
I'm just putting that out there. Like, hey, you guys are
I think
cool in my
we're,
book.
look,
but
we're in a
what
post,
I wanted to
we're
say
in a
was,
post the master world, Justin.
Hold on,
I think
come
it's
on.
okay now.
go
to
easy
talk
on.
shit.
Hey, I don't necessarily think that that the episode was. I mean, yeah, it was maybe. I'd have to watch it
Tom
again.
Cruise one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it was kind of bad. I was gonna say like
Well-
they all they really did was sort of expose like actual.
Well, that was that's
literature
funny that
that-
you say that, because when we were putting that together, they were like, the Church of Scientology is going to want to use this to show to people because it's so
So accurate,
Yeah.
and concise, and
Yeah.
explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they reference the BBC documentary for like? Because I saw a BBC documentary. I think it was done in the 80s that has a very similar sort of like short, concise Xenu like.
the
did
volcano stuff.
Yeah,
and all
did
that.
they reference
Probably,
that when they were?
yeah. They definitely do all their homework. They do all their research, and
You can only be super educated about everything to do a show like that.
Yeah.
yeah. You don't
like,
want to
they
go
know
into
You
it
can't go
everything.
half
blind.
cocked. Yeah, you
No.
can't go half cocked. It's like it's like political campaigns. Like you can't just start going, he wants to cut out of Medicare, and then it turns out it's all spin. You guys got to read his
Yeah,
fucking
you have to
actual
know
books.
both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
did they read all of his books or something? Like, how do you? Because I would just be lazy
definitely.
and Google. I would
think
just read
so.
Wikipedia.
I think they probably did a lot of stuff. But
Well, I mean,
all that being said, like the credits, like everyone is John Smith or
Oh,
James
in that
Smith.
particular episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
really?
pretty amazing.
Because
I
that
didn't know
actually
that.
legally prevents any litigation. So even if they want to sue, you can go, we had a crew in there. They were complete.
They hijacked
Yeah, I
production.
mean, that wasn't any. If you want to find them, we don't have any contact information.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's
what's so
so
great
awesome.
about like that and like Scientology being like, I mean, they attack everybody, not attack, but they make fun of everyone.
Yeah.
No one's any sacred
They're an
cows are
equal
going to go
opportunity
down.
offender.
Like
Yeah,
Chester
exactly.
Island.
Yeah. So
Nobody's
Is
safe.
Isaac Hayes still alive?
no,
No.
he's dead.
What?
Did he
Um,
die penniless?
What?
No.
Wait a
No.
minute.
He's
Hold
getting
on.
royalties from.
Shaft?
He's
yeah.
dead?
You know what?
Yeah, a while ago.
You know,
What?
it's been a while. Yeah.
What?
But the
Oh, God, Justin, no.
Trapped in the Closet episode is great, but the other one that's even better, I think, that's more like, is the Return of Chef.
Oh, like when they kill him
yeah,
off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't speak the whole time.
Yeah,
Oh no, they
because
use
that
they
was-
use
they
audio
use-
clips
yeah,
from
Oh,
previous
yeah, that's
episodes.
right, yeah.
And that is, there's so much heart though in that.
Yeah.
It really, what those boys are saying to Chef
Is
is
what
it
they
really
wanted to
what they
say.
wanted to say to
Really?
Isaac Hayes,
Wow.
you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, that's
I remember seeing that episode when it aired, and I was just like so fucking. Those guys are intimidatingly talented and
Yeah.
brilliant, and it's just fucking
Yeah,
mind-boggling.
fuck
See,
with 'em.
and this is what I always wonder. I mean, this is, with lots of people. I mean, with Dan, it's the same way. Like, when do you see the sausage factory? Because it feels like that just comes out of their brain. They're just these special, brilliant geniuses that can create this stuff. But you must see how hard the process is to actually create the final product, which
Yeah.
looks like this amazing thing.
well, it's that thing always, and I'm sure you guys hear it, like, oh, you work on a cartoon or you work in Hollywood or whatever. That's got to be the greatest, funnest job. Like,
Well,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like, oh, South Park, that you guys must have so much fun. That's it's like, dude, it's fucking hell, you know. But the end result, the end product it's so worth it, and it's amazing. And to be like a fly on the wall during all that stuff, it is like sausage.
Yeah, you're like
Factory.
a part of history. Like South Park, even though it's silly, it's like The Simpsons, where everybody is going to
Yeah, everyone
remember this
knows, yeah.
hundreds of years.
But I
from
will
now.
say, unlike The Simpsons, it's still great. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
I said, I literally didn't watch it for the first 10 years. And then, because I think I remember when it came out in 97, I was being pretentious, like, oh, I don't want to watch some show that's just about a bunch of, it seemed like it was, and it probably was in the first couple seasons, not as brilliant as it is now.
Yeah.
But then I remember I was over at my friend's house, and I think it was the World of Warcraft episode. And I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. And
Yeah.
I just started watching every episode since then.
Yeah.
Which that World of Warcraft one, what was that about? Did you
Fucking
did that
amazing.
all? Did you get all that from Blizzard?
Yeah. Originally, what we were gonna do, like we talked about, because so many animators and people would play World of Warcraft.
On staff, like
And so like Trey, when he would walk down the aisle there, the cubicles, he'd just see that on people's screens, and then he got into it, and then he just got, that was the seed. The seed was planted, and
Yeah.
he's like, we got to do a show about this, and that went on for a couple years where we're going to do a World of Warcraft show, and we got to do like a dummy version of it, and then at some point we're like, let's just. He was like, let's go ask them.
Yeah.
And they were
So
full
perfect.
on board. Like, you can have our rigs.
No, it's
Here's
so
all this stuff
awesome.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come in, we'll set up. And it was crazy
That's amazing.
how cooperative and how cool they were.
Yeah.
And that is such
That was
a great
before
episode.
Activision bought them or merged with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to actually do the animation, or did they do it and then send it over to you?
We did both. We
Mm-hmm.
did both. There was some like actual gameplay that we had to do and actually like film or like not film it,
Create
but
the
like record
Yeah.
the gameplay
Yeah,
for
yeah.
stuff. But then we would have to do custom stuff, and we got the rigs and did
Wow,
That's
that's
so
fucking
our own type of
crazy.
stuff, like facial. Like we want a little more facial, expression here for like when Randy comes and and Stan is there and all that emotive stuff. So
Yeah.
there was some other things that had to go on, but yeah, it was just amazing. Like, and that's the other thing too that was so cool is like it's never a dull moment. They're always like the anime episode and everything. They're always
yeah.
wanting to like raise the bar.
Yeah.
So they're not just willing to settle.
There's
like,
that episode with the cat urine.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
the
like
heavy metal
nuts, like heavy
episode,
metal
yeah.
anime.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's all still within your crazy
Yeah.
6-day production schedule, or did those
Well,
episodes?
some of those would like I was saying, like the World of Warcraft one was sort
that
of
was
in
a
his
work in
head,
progress.
like, and then there was like the Cthulhu, the Lovecraft episode
That
that
was
was like always kind of had it in the works and in segments.
Yeah.
And then like, what's gonna happen with this? So we're gonna pick it up again, and then it's always like evolving, and so some of that stuff, like those specialty episodes, definitely kind of, you know, go on a little bit longer.
Yeah. They're
So-
kind of.
I was just watching the one from I think the last season, maybe the last one you worked in, where it's the I shouldn't have gone ziplining episode, whatever it was called, and then it cuts to the live action kids. And I thought, did they do that because they realized, oh fuck, we don't have time to animate, or was it always going to be live action?
I wasn't. That was the run I was not a part of. But
it was the last.
I
That was
saw
the first
that,
one after. you?
Yeah. So, but I heard about that and how they always had to. They weren't sure what they were going to do with the footage. They went out and cast these people to be the characters, and yeah, man,
I thought
it's always trying to figure out. Like,
yeah. I was like, is this a time saving measure?
yeah, I
that they're
know. I
doing,
was
or-
like, yeah, show all the live action.
So you worked
stuff.
in Animation Land, or what was it called? The 3-part one, Imagination Land.
yeah, yes,
Holy
yeah,
shit, that
yeah.
was amazing. That was practically a movie in itself.
That was originally supposed to be the
sequel to the
movie.
actual theatrical
Oh wow,
movie.
no
Yeah.
shit.
Did you see those episodes?
You know what? Actually, I've only seen
You
the
would
first
love
one.
those.
I know,
Oh
I
my
know,
God.
I know.
It's like
fucking
everything in
amazing.
this room came. That's what
Yeah, I
did you
know.
guys?
I feel like my the way I look at it, I'm a huge fan of the show, and every episode I see, I've yet to see an episode that I didn't love, but I think it's because I'm trying to do what they're doing that I kind of purposefully try not to watch too. Is that weird?
no, I understand
You'll
that.
never be able to make a show like South Park.
I know it's not that. It's just that. It's,
so don't
it's,
even worry, Justin. Watch whatever
it's
you
the
want.
weirdest thing. It's almost like the same reason why psychologically, for me personally, like it's hard for me to start a movie because I have ADD maybe, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking sit through a movie. But if it gets its hooks in me, I'm happy as a lark to sit through it. It's the same thing with like all these shows, like Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, all these great shows. Where it's like
that reminds me. Go on, finish your
but
thought.
it's like it's hard for me to like I don't want like by default I'm
Are
not
you
watching them. But once I do,
Intimidated? Not intimidated. You're just like,
maybe it's a little bit of like because I know that that's kind of what I'm developing and working on in the
Doesn't
same
want-
space, and it's like I don't want to be inadvertently seated with some idea. But I don't think that's it. I think
you don't want to Robin Williams it.
Yeah, accidentally, because I mean that's the thing. I would like I would be terrified to like
Yeah.
I if I find out that it's been done on another show, I run away in
just
disgust from
jettison
it.
it,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
But
I
it's
mean,
like,
Ryan, how do you feel? I mean, you're literally doing your own show. Do you ever worry, like, what if I'm pulling too much the DNA from South Park? How do you separate that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think out there is not the polar opposite of South Park, but I do think that it's different enough where it's just, it's slower, and it's just different, So but at times I'll think about the thing that I brought away, the takeaway from working on South Park was more the cinematic stuff and the staging of shots and characters and that type of thing. And was huge for me. It was like going to like film school for like 14 years.
yeah.
From those guys. But never once was I thinking, oh, is this going to be like, because it's different. It's just a totally different kind of vibe
So
and
it
a
springs
different
from
tone.
a different sensibility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean,
It's-
I can say from just knowing the
Yeah.
show that it's completely different from South Park.
I mean, we have like classroom stuff and teachers and students, and I know that's easily like, oh, there's like Garrison or Mr. Mackey in front of the class, but it's like anything, it's like well-trodden territory.
It stands alone on its own. No one's
Yeah.
gonna say, "Oh, that guy's ripping off."
I
South
feel
Park."
like I feel
Yeah.
like out there is a lot like a Wonder Year. It's got like a Wonder
Ooh.
Years / like Christmas
Wonder
Story
Years.
kind of feel to it. It's
Ooh.
retro without hitting you over the head with like a specific era. It's
Is there anything online?
pre-internet,
Or-
pre-cell phone.
No, not yet. I mean,
I guess it's kind of-
they put up the on IFC they have the
I'll have to
page
look.
now.
Oh,
so-
they do. Oh,
I mean, it's just like a splash page.
I'm so excited for it to see something to like see
I
like.
know.
I
How's
still
Justin
haven't seen
doing?
anything.
How's he doing? Doing good? Is he doing well?
What?
I'm just curious.
Well, hey,
how,
we do have
It's
now a
we
few
do have
months into this
we have
process.
a lot of pickups that we're going to be recording this Friday. So if that's any
Oh,
indication,
this guy, huh?
And wait, how many episodes are you doing again?
10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, and
That's
that was
cool.
the thing was it wasn't like it was picked up off these 3 shorts that I did for Fox. So
Which are awesome, by the way.
yeah, I know that's tough to talk about something that no one's probably seen yet.
Yeah,
but it's, I mean,
Yeah, that's what Justin was saying. He was like, it's
I
hard
want to
to
have you back after
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 episodes have aired,
Yeah.
and then we can really get into it because I have so many questions about the character and you know.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, the development side of stuff, like I was saying, like in these off times from South Park, I was working on Out There, and I did it, jam-packed it in like 3 months, you know. And
how do you this is what I want. Justin said you started developing it 5 years ago with 20th, originally for Fox Broadcasting.
4 years ago.
How do
4
you?
years ago.
Oh, 4 years ago. So how over 4 years do you still go after being put through that ringer? I imagine you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I still want to work on this one project because I always feel like once I go through the ringer with something, I'm like, okay, I need to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
How do you keep the
Well,
focus?
I think it's the old analogy of trying to get laid,
Uh-huh.
you know, and
Trying
dating.
Yeah.
trying
right?
to bone the hot
Yeah,
chick. You're
I've
willing
had
to put
sex
in
with her.
all 4 years.
I got
high
her
school.
pregnant. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That's the whole thing. You know, it's like,
Oh, we're getting married now. Right.
and yeah, I mean, we can, and you can, we'll run that analogy into the ground because now you're at that point where you have this kid, right, with these
Yeah.
different people that think they're the parents,
Parents.
and you're like, but that's my sperm, you know,
Uh-huh.
you know. It's like, but I was the one that, you know,
The devil is coming to
yeah.
collect its.
Do you have some people
Rude.
on out there that were not of your choosing that they're like, oh well,
He's not gonna wanna-
We've got to pair you up. We've got someone. We've
who's
got
getting fired?
We've got a great guy in mind for you for blah 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 because you're weak in this area, so we're gonna pair you up with this guy, and it's awful.
Oh, totally. That's totally what show development is, and I know
Right.
I'm
Like
sure you guys
data.
all can relate to that. Is like your expectations and your idea of what it is,
Yep.
and everyone's chiming in and
Yep.
what they think,
Yep.
and it's brutal, and
Yeah.
it's like
It's really hard to not lose your perspective and
Exactly.
lose your way with something when you're getting 50 other opinions and they're all a lot of times conflicting with each other.
and I'm a pleaser. I'm
Me
a
too.
nice guy. I
Yeah.
want to like please everyone, but then that's trouble. you
Yeah,
know,
it
'cause
is.
then you can go down roads. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then you're looking at this
I'm-
thing and you're like, fuck this thing.
Like, why didn't we cast Ryan Ridley?
How the fuck did you get started? Like, how did you go from where, like,
Growing up a poor boy.
Where
Yeah,
did
so-
you grow up?
Yeah.
I forgot my main question.
Oh,
Where
Nebraska.
Are you from?
Nebraska.
Okay.
Yep.
Nebraska, the flattest,
State
most boring state in the world.
Yeah, exactly. The wasteland.
Omaha?
No.
Nebraska,
No.
the
South
drive-through
Central.
state.
South Central, Nebraska.
Okay.
What did your parents do for a living?
My dad was an optometrist, and my mom was the church organist
A serial killer.
Cool.
and piano teacher.
Cool.
That's some real heartland shit, bro.
Real
So,
heartland.
so how did you make the leap from that upbringing into the working on one of the biggest, most high-profile animated shows in television history?
I mean,
they
it's
gave
that
you a
whole
documentary.
thing. It's that
In
stupid
this hour,
shit that
we'll
you always
explore
hear.
Ryan
like,
Quincy's life.
Yeah.
You
No, I am
wanted-
curious though, because I think people who listen are like, that's always a
it's an
question
interesting
that I.
story.
Yeah, like how the fuck.
She's gonna tell us.
All right, all right, all right.
Well, no, and it's always those cliche things where, well, it takes luck and fucking persistence and that dumb
yeah,
shit like
it
that.
is, Yeah.
But yeah, there is like. I
All
lived
about
it-
who you know.
Yeah. Well,
you meet
yeah.
on your
It's
path.
funny because it is like when you tell the story, it is all that stuff.
Yeah, there's
so-
like 8 people that you can tent pole that
Yeah.
if you had not met, you would still be in Nebraska.
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
working in the coal mines.
Well, who's the
There's
first
no
person who
coal mines
said,
in
"Come on out to
Nebraska."
LA and work in animation"?
Well, what happened was I always knew that LA was sort of like the mecca of like animation studios and Simpsons and all that stuff. So I graduated from the school in Nebraska, not the University of Nebraska, but a small school there, and then I moved to Lincoln for a year. I was dating this dental hygienist, which was just awful. That just
Was
sums
she
up.
hot?
Yeah, at the time I probably thought so.
Oh, you're saying you've seen her now, and boy.
Does she hold up after all these years?
But it's just a bad mix, just because I'm like such a junk mouth, a yuck mouth, and to
Wait,
be
what does
with,
that
like,
mean?
Like I'm always like eating candy.
Oh, I
like
thought
you know, I was
swore Butterfinger
that too. I'm
Okay.
fucking always like that too. You know, I'm
Butterfinger bites.
yeah.
So she didn't like you because you had cavities?
Yeah, that I remember. Like when I moved to Lincoln, like she was in school. Like this, you probably don't even want to use this, but it's kind of funny.
do it.
So she's there to like, she needed like people to come in to work on, you know, to try out.
Practice,
Yeah, practice exactly. And I went in and I was like an A patient. And then by the end of the year, I was like a C patient.
Wait, that means that your dental hygiene is at an A level at first, and then it
Yeah.
goes down to C?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Is this a
And-
standard
and that
thing?
and that was like symbolized our relationship. I think it was like kind of
Holy
like just
shit.
down.
Wait a minute. Are you saying I have a grade at my dentist office, or is this
Yeah.
just your really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I
think
bet
so.
you don't have. You guys, you don't even have dental floss in
I
the
haven't
house.
been to the dentist in like 2 years.
Ew.
Dude.
Jackie,
I went last week.
Yeah, I've got an
Nice.
appointment next week.
You know what though, Justin?
First
I
time in
didn't go
15
for
years.
a really long time,
Yeah.
and I was really scared. I went in. I was.
They're
You
like,
didn't
no
ha- You didn't have a
cavities.
single cavity.
I didn't.
Ugh,
I have
hate
so
people
much
like you.
metal
But I
in
eat
my
so
mouth that I don't
Yeah.
think there's
I
a
thought you were
tooth
gonna
to
say plaque.
get a cavity.
Same here.
Yeah.
So
Everyone in my
Because
house
I'm
boat.
constantly like, oh, I know I must have a cavity.
I remember
and then I
thinking-
go in and they're like, no, you're all good. And I'm like,
yeah.
you're a bad dentist. I definitely have a cavity. You're a bad dentist.
Second opinion.
And then I change to a different dentist the next time, and that's why I'm
And suddenly
have
you
no
had-
dentist now.
It's like those global warming scientists. Like global warming is real. Maybe you can really look at the data. Huh?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, totally.
fine. You know what? Maybe
Totally.
it's a hoax.
Yeah.
exactly.
Dentists love to fill cavities. That's not true. If you
Yeah,
had
but look at my
something
teeth.
wrong, I don't want to.
fucking expensive.
If you had something wrong, they'd want to fix it, even if it was so minor, because they need money through the
Yeah.
insurance.
Well, maybe
companies.
nowadays in this hard economy. Anyways, where were we?
But
here?
anyway,
What-
so anyway,
you-
yeah, just a bad
bad situation.
a bad year of a
Dental.
lot of
Trouble.
jobs and just
Just a mess.
a mess, big
What
mess.
does that hygienist look like now?
And what's her
Is
name?
She
And is she on Facebook?
a fat pig?
Probably no. I think she's
What's
fine.
her
I think
grade
she's
now?
happy. I'm
I
sure.
bet
Would you
she's,
be- would
she's
you-
unhappy.
Would you be upset if I started dating her? That's the real.
I would applaud it. I'd encourage it. No, she's
I started bringing her.
Does
to
she live
record.
in Nebraska
yeah,
still?
yeah, and that was the thing is like, again, like coming from my mindset there was like you and like a lot of us, you know, like you graduate college or you get out of high school, you get married, you have kids, that type of
Yeah,
check off the list.
and then you die at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but there was always this kind of thing in the back of my head, like I don't want to resent anyone or anything, and I don't want to settle. And there was like the defining moment, like the epiphany for me was I was living in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're huge, you know, football fans.
Yeah.
College football, Cornhusker shit is everywhere, and I was always kind of like, okay, yeah, you know,
Not
like,
that into sports.
well, into sports, but just like it just was so like you're in that
Aggressive?
culture and it's
Yeah.
like you're brainwashed by
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
the
Nazi Germany. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
the comparison.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's like the
exactly.
Canucks in fucking Canada.
Or Hoosiers.
What's it called? Where was I? Anyways.
yeah. So, but I was like in this Hobby Lobby. Do they have Hobby Lobbies out here? Do you know what?
I
those
don't
are?
think so, man.
Like,
Like,
for a hobby
Is
store?
that where it's like you can sit and you can either collect stamps or you can bird watch?
like a Joann's, not Joann's.
Oh,
but I'm
Ooh,
trying-
like a Michael's.
Michael's.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yes,
Craft
yes,
store.
There you go.
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
So
Hobby
I'm
Makes
there
Lobby.
much more sense.
getting stuff or like
Hobby Lobby.
artwork stuff. I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do like these cartoons on the side and comics, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Be
'Cause,
creative.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And I'm in line at the Hobby Lobby, and I'm in a full like on button-down denim shirt with tucked in with denim pants, braided belt with like Doc Martens, like just and like with a really probably the same haircut I have right now, but. And I was looking at like the keychains, and it was like a Husker. It was like looking at the fucking swastika.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna get one of those, and I'm gonna get a button
put it
too.
on.
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna get the bumper sticker.
Yeah, I'm gonna belong.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna get. And then I was like, no way.
Fuck this.
Getting the fuck out of here. And
You're at a
I seriously,
crossroads.
that was seriously the defining moment where I was like fed up, and I was like, I'm just gonna pack up my car and I'm just gonna go out to LA. And
Wow.
yeah,
With
it
no
was-
contacts or anything? Just
I did have a contact.
Mel
Crazy
Blanc.
story.
it was.
Was it someone
No,
famous?
but I will. Well,
Charles
this is
Manson.
this is interesting because this is gonna come around here. So this person is like a fake uncle. I called him.
Yeah.
Because it was my aunt's
Happy birthday, fake uncle.
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Not a blood
Right.
relation. So he lives out in Playa del Rey, and he's
Okay.
like an
Nice.
attorney. in the entertainment industry, and he's worked on some high profile stuff, and kind of this. He's my in, and he's like, come out whenever, and you can crash on my.
Oh man,
on our couch.
That's a good.
So
fan,
yes,
uncle.
of
Yeah,
course. There's
hell
my
yeah.
in. There's my
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So come out to Playa del Rey, and wouldn't you know, who lives across the street is Matt Stone
Celine
and Trey
Dion.
Parker.
No, are you serious?
way!
Yeah,
Really?
What year is this?
this is right when the show started. This is '98.
And they're like
What the
still like
fuck?
living roommates, like living in kind of
Yeah.
a shitty place.
They were doing Orgasmo, and
Wow.
but next door was Eric Stow and some other people that worked on the show. This was that whole group.
dude, you were right in the fucking.
I was right in the
plopped
mix.
in the middle of
And
it.
I'm like,
luck.
dude, I'm in. And they're like, there's no positions. Like, oh yeah, here's my reel, and here's the, here's my.
Oh fuck.
Sorry, and so anyway, that was
Did you actually physically go to their house and go ding ding ding? Hey,
no,
you know?
it was not like that way at all. I didn't stalk them or anything like that. I was just, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this cool. You want me to help you load that large TV into
just
your
hang
house?
out?
Yeah, I'll help you. Oh, hey, yeah,
Binoculars. Matt and Trey are coming back from Best Buy.
Yeah.
Hey.
But
guys.
I didn't really have much interaction with them. It was more like
The other guys.
Yeah, and so like I was on their radar. I was, and they were on my radar. And the fake uncle, we moved. I helped them move to Westchester.
These people are rich.
Yeah,
Fake
all right.
uncle.
Fake uncle.
Merry
money.
Christmas. I got you a
Yep.
tie.
Yeah.
What'd you get me, fake uncle?
Yeah.
What'd you get me?
But yeah, it was so interesting, like that timing though, because then I got this job on. It wasn't for Mad TV, but it was a company that did the interstitials for them, like
The actual Mad Magazine reference
The
material.
animated stuff.
the
It was like Alfred E. Newman or whatever, right?
well, it was the parodies of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Oh,
Reindeer.
the stop animation.
Oh,
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
So it's Space Bass, and I think they're still around. I don't know the
Probably
guy
not.
that did it.
They're not around probably.
Okay, I don't know.
So we can talk shit about it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Kick 'em while they're
Anyway,
down.
so that was my like first job in the whole animation industry was
Wow.
like being like a PA/animator
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
every
yeah.
fucking thing.
Getting paid $200 a week
if that,
Yeah.
and just
and loving it.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
totally. And
the happiest
driving
time
my
of your life, right?
driving my Chevy Cavalier.
Uh-huh.
It was like a white
God,
bar of soap.
your life is almost like the almost
The Dream?
famous that movie Almost Famous, that kid like you would be the main character in a biopic sort of peripheral of like South Park, like it's like it's like
Yeah.
I'm packing my bags, I'm moving to my Mr. Fake Uncle, and
Yeah.
boom, right across the street. Who would they cast as Trey and Matt?
You're like the
fucking-
Forrest Gump, except instead of world history,
It's the animation
South
world.
Park.
Yeah,
history,
exactly.
yeah.
It's just South Park.
But
That's it.
South Park would be a side note in this.
yeah. Let's give him another 10 years to.
It's going to be mostly about the
But
epic
this-
love story
it's-
of you and the dental hygienist.
Well, that's yeah. Well, that's so funny because the whole South Park stuff that's been part of my life was at that job at Mad TV. We did a parody of South Park meets Charlie Brown.
Oh,
And we
I
actu-
saw that.
It's terrible. It's
I mean,
awful.
I just I was too young to know. I think.
But yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I just
But if you watch it now, it's awful.
I kind of had one eye on the television and one eye like I don't know.
Yeah.
It was before I moved to LA.
You didn't want to accidentally rip off anything.
So
Yeah.
that was, and we had actually.
I wasn't always this way, Ryan.
Yeah. But we had actually done it in construction paper the same way they did the Spirit of Christmas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I did a lot of work on that. And so when that job was done, we were on hiatus. That was part of my reel, and I saw that they were hiring for the movie.
Where'd you see
Oh,
that?
perfect.
Craigslist?
Animation magazine.
Gags
Really?
Lit.
Seriously,
Greg's
the
List.
classifieds.
Yeah.
It was like a
Holy
shitty
shit,
ass.
that works?
Like, I know. I was like,
Holy shit.
and I was like, is this for real? Is this like a fucking
So you walked
joke?
Was
across
it
the
for,
street.
Did it say it was for South Park?
Hello?
Yeah, and it was like in the most like banal, like lamest, like South Park movie.
Yeah.
Animators wanted and like a number, you know.
Holy
It's like,
shit.
wait a second.
Who did you call? Like
recruitment or something.
You
Yeah,
just walked
I-
across the street, right?
No.
Well, I wasn't.
you're
They
losing
were.
track of the story.
Where's the doorbell? Where's the doorbell?
Trey, man.
I'm here. I'm ready.
I got the animation magazine thing. I'm ready. I'm ready to work.
Oh, I'm ready. See?
I know this is all a test. The last 2 years of you telling me
Put me to work. I helped you move your TV in. Remember? Help me work. I'm ready.
Totally.
I'll work
That's what
hard
happened.
and long.
And now
did
here we are.
Did they remember you from your fake uncle's house?
The kid with the fake uncle.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
A couple of them did. When there was a party they had, and like I was saying, that was during the shooting of Orgasmo, and in one of their rooms was just full of like dildos, just everywhere.
Yeah.
And
they were like props and stuff.
This was This is the party that happened during the fake uncle days. We just went over
Yeah.
because
Across the street.
heard the music, and
Across
you're
the
like,
street.
oh, I can get into this party. They won't notice.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I want to work in
Again,
animation. Yeah.
Almost
again.
famous. Almost famous scene.
Almost.
I swear to God, man.
Well,
We'll work it out. Yeah. So
Except for yours will be called Eventually Finally Famous. A little bit.
when I'm 53.
Eventually
Dead.
cult fame.
Yeah.
That's what
All right.
Maybe Cameron Crowe will listen to this podcast.
And then
Cameron
go.
Crowe.
Can
Oh, he made that movie.
Right?
He is a big fan of this podcast.
Yeah.
And he is
Is he
trying to
really?
write a sequel to that
I
movie.
know. It might happen.
Cameron.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was on episode, what number was it?
26.
3, 7, 15, and 28.
Oh, yeah, he's a big...
He shows up, huh?
No, we're
He
full
he
of
doesn't
it.
Did he
ever
show
want to
up
be
tonight?
interviewed. He likes to do
We're
characters.
lying.
He's Mr. Stoops.
Look at how he
I
perked
was-
up. How Ryan Quincy perked up. I was like, really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get my big
his
break
eyes
now.
got wide. Yeah, here we go.
Justin, do you want to talk about your theory?
Yeah, I
The
do.
2012
I do, as a matter
Mayan
of fact.
calendar.
Let me just
theory?
say this, people, listeners. I can't believe that nobody has come up with this yet on their own, and that I have to be the mouthpiece of this, because
Exciting.
yeah, this is some heavy shit.
I don't even know what this is.
Well, this explains Jesus Christ. This explains Muhammad.
Oh my God.
This explains the Mayan calendar. This explains everything.
The meaning of life?
Yeah, and
Our
let
purpose in the universe?
Let me just start by saying that,
You did cast the right guy.
there's a
Yeah.
lot
He's a prophet.
there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that, and I think that we're all moving ahead to this culmination of, this big shift in
Dawning of the
time.
age of
Okay.
Aquarius?
Yes.
Jesus, man.
Thank you.
The build-up is...
Here's
Yeah,
what I did.
Killing me.
I've been reading Chariots of the Gods. Okay, it's a ancient alien theory book. It's classic. It's
Don't
filled
just
with facts.
toss that off. An ancient alien book. What is it?
It's based. You've heard of the show Ancient Aliens, right, on History Channel?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I read Ancient Alien book by
Jackie just found $1
the
cash.
entire theory is this is what I believe to be true, and take it or leave it, ladies and gentlemen. But I think that Christians and all these religions, it's time to wake up and realize the truth of the situation. Jesus Christ was an alien. He was an alien traveler. He visited this. Hold on. He visited this planet, and he bestowed information to a bunch of fucking villagers with mites all over them, and they were wearing paper bags and shit. And they didn't even have the
Paper
ability
bags.
to write things down. They were bumping into each other, a bunch of idiots. And
Neanderthals.
Jesus Christ comes down in his spaceship in the woods.
May I remind you, there was a relative level of civilization. In
Well,
Jesus'
whatever.
Time. There
I
was
mean,
the
Roman
Roman Empire.
It wasn't very
I mean, I just
civilized,
want to
was
make
it?
things the historical context clear.
Well, whatever. It was
wasn't
a fucking mess.
Neanderthals.
As far as I'm concerned, it was a bunch of idiots in rags running around, bumping into each other with
Quest for Fire
lice and mites.
style.
And yeah, it was horrible.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ comes down in his spaceship. And here's the deal. Jesus Christ, so this is what happened. You go back to Mayan times, right? The fucking aliens were here. They visited, and they said, here, we're going to help you build these temples, and we're going to help the Egyptian people build these temples, and this is going to be our sign to the future civilizations that we were here, because they're going to be like, oh, no way, those fucking idiots did that by themselves. They had help. And then here's the deal. We got to go. We got shit to deal with across the solar system, but we'll come back. And when we get back here, it's going to be 2,000, blah, 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 5,000 years, whatever it was. So here's a calendar, Mayans and Incas and all these other Aztecs and motherfuckers. Here's a calendar. It ends on this date because that's when we're going to be back to check up on you guys and see how fucking everything's been doing, right? So Jesus Christ, he was just one of the guys that happened to be like a satellite. He came back early. He came back early to check up on everybody. So Jesus Christ comes down and he's like, hey, what's going on, everybody?
He's there to regulate.
Yeah, he's there to fucking check in, and he's probably appalled at what he sees. Like, holy shit, they don't even know about the Mayan temple. These people are fucking idiots. They're bumping into each other. They have lice. They don't know what the fuck. They're wearing paper
bags.
Yeah, they're idiots. So Jesus has got all this information that's really important, and he delivers it to the people. And then he gets killed, and it's horrible and whatever. But what happens is... No, what happens is all that information that is bestowed, and he does do miracles. He heals the blind. He's using technology.
Yeah.
He's using alien technology,
powers.
super advanced alien technology to heal the blind and to turn
walk on water.
water into wine and all this shit. He just has an advanced iPod, an advanced iPhone, basically.
Tricorder.
Yeah, tricorder. And he kind of hides it in a loaf of bread or whatever the fuck.
What do they know?
Yeah, they don't know shit. Or maybe he had it out straight up in their faces.
He hides
we don't know.
in a loaf of bread.
And the reason
The
why
loaf of bread was an iPad.
That gives way to lots of hijinks. Jesus, can I make you a sandwich? Sure. Oh, God, wait a minute.
Listen.
Not that bread.
He probably had it right out in the open. He was probably lasering people's eyes and fixing the blind and healing the crippled and straight up doing it with regular scientific, future technology. But then what happened is, he gets killed because they're like, oh, he's a fucking witch, kill him, or whatever their problem was. And then all his apostles, the people all the humans that he had said, okay, you guys are my inner circle, disciples. I'm going to give you the lowdown.Ry Magdalene, all you motherfuckers, Judas, everybody, all of you. You're all going to get the fucking, you're going to get my real, wad of info. I'm an alien, motherfuckers. I'm a goddamn, he tells them the whole thing.
Was
right?
it like the scene in Beetlejuice where it was just behind his head and then... And then everybody,
yeah.
Oh!
It's metaphorically like that.
Did he appear to them as a with a beard?
Listen,
Or
when
did
when these aliens come back at the end of this year, the marked calendar date, when the spaceships arrive and uncloak, then they land. They're just gonna look like us, slightly taller, maybe skinnier.
Why?
Yeah. Because we're all from the same DNA. They seeded this fucking planet, dude. But anyway, hold on.
That was in Prometheus.
Yeah, I know exactly. Justin,
back
maybe
up
you
here.
should start watching movies and TV
Hold
shows.
on.
I want to
Easy.
say, can I say something real quick about
Yes.
Prometheus? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no, go ahead. No, that's it.
What's
Now
so
that he's ripping it
fascinating
off.
about Prometheus?
And by the way, I haven't seen it, so don't spoil it.
Exactly.
For me.
That's what I'm going to talk about.
Okay,
is
don't spoil it though.
No, exactly. I've been so fascinated by everyone talking about Prometheus that have not seen it, and everyone talks like they have seen it.
Ryan, have you seen it?
Oh my God, yeah.
I've
No,
seen
but
it.
what's
Yeah.
funny is like everyone's like, oh yeah, he is, and it's like this and that. Oh yeah, but they haven't seen it.
So what's wrong with these people? What's the matter?
I don't
with these
know.
people?
It's just like,
Liars.
well,
it's probably
first
not
of
that
all,
hard to reference the
it's
movie and not
that
have seen it. It's
fascinating.
So stupid.
I haven't seen it.
You
but
haven't?
I feel like I've
but
seen
you
it.
know the storyline. And
Well,
you
don't
know...
start telling me that it's my theory
It
on
is your
religion.
theory.
I'm sorry.
It is
I
your
didn't
theory
mean
in
to-
religion.
Well, hold on. If you want to say that they seeded the earth, fine. But my shit
Very
goes way
Prometheus.
deeper than that. I mean, I've got Jesus Christ pegged.
Yeah.
I've got all these motherfuckers
yeah,
pegged.
that's what they
And they did that in Prometheus?
Well,
Yeah.
not
Yes.
explicitly, but people's theories are.
Okay,
much.
thank you
People's
very much.
theories are that there was that what happened is that one of their
Oh,
kind
spoiler
excuse
alert,
me, one of
kids.
their kind, it came out 6 months ago. One of their kind came down,
6
was
months ago.
crucified, and then the aliens who seeded planet Earth and created us out of the same genetic material was like, well, fuck that. We're gonna create some big old boogin' aliens and have them come down and tear
Okay,
shit
well, listen.
up.
Okay, that's not what
Bring
I'm
some
saying.
reckoning.
Okay, stop it.
Chestbuster style,
Ladies and
motherfuckers.
gentlemen, I'm not reciting the plot to Prometheus. I'm telling you right now, Jesus Christ was an alien who was sent by the race of aliens that was back in the Sumerian times and the Mayan times and like the ancient times.
Paper bag people times.
Who came to this planet actually as a fucking checkpoint onto a bigger mission. They stopped off because their detectors said, oh, we could pull off here and load up on materials. This planet's very ripe. And
What did
there's
they
this-
load up on?
They probably got oil and whatever the fuck they needed. I don't know.
How did they change it?
iron
Came
and
down
minerals.
and had sex.
Yeah, they fucked the villagers. They did actually impregnate lay people with their seed, and that's how they seeded the planet. There were already gorillas and cave
So
people,
we're all
and they
half
fucked
gorilla,
them.
half
Sloths.
alien.
They did it as a favor to us, and now we've got iPods because of it, and we've got fucking this, that,
Well,
and the
that
other.
wasn't very responsible.
Now, hold
so now
on.
they're mad
Right.
because we didn't.
Listen, it all
know what
ties
to
together.
do?
It makes perfect sense, and I implore the listeners of this podcast to just sit back and think about what I'm telling you, because
You know in your hearts it's true.
everything you've ever learned, I can tie it all together with this. the Jesus Christ was the satellite alien. He was sent ahead of the pack to check on Earth, and he came
can
here.
I ask you a question?
And hold on. And Jesus Christ said, "Here's the info, right?" And they all wrote their little books with their dirt pens and their papyrus bullshit paper, and then all the time, it's like a game of telephone. All the time passed, and then all these people in power, Constantine and all these people, they took all that shit, the fact that he's an alien, and they're like, they burned it all. They're like, that's crazy shit, burn it. And then they reinterpreted what Jesus said, and now here we are with Christianity, and we're fucking banishing the gays, and all this shit is going on. No, hold on. Now,
How
hold on.
much longer?
Now, the spaceship that crashed in Nevada.
A paradigm shifting
The
theory.
spaceship that
51?
crashed in Nevada, the Area 51, the fucking
New Mexico?
what is it?
No.
The crazy
Something new?
no, the little alien. Where is that at?
E.T.?
Roswell?
Roswell. Thank you, Roswell.
Boswell.
The Roswell incident was another
Tom
one of
Boswell?
these fucking alien people checking in on us. Guess what? Brakes went out. Boom.
The same paper
crashed.
bag people times. We gonna have fucking mice on us.
They were checking in on us.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
But it's a different story.
And they were
this time.
just barely ahead of the main
A
fleet.
little bit.
And they were coming in. They crashed. And guess what happened? We harvested the crash, and we took all the technology, and now we have iPhones. Jackie, what do you think of that? What do you think of that, Jackie?
I mean, we can't even have an ABC conversation. It's just you ranting. So
Okay,
what's
I'm
the
ready
next
to. I'm ready to
topic?
field questions.
What's the next topic?
Well,
I'm ready to field questions.
Wait, he's
now.
ready. He's
I'm
ready.
ready. I feel like I've sufficiently communicated my theory, and I'm ready to
You
field
feel
your
it's
questions.
pretty sound, pretty airtight.
Feels great. It feels good to finally get that off my chest and put it out in the world.
Yeah,
Now I'm ready
I
to
don't
take
know.
questions.
Maybe you guys have deeper concerns,
yeah.
but I don't know if this is an offshoot of that
Yeah, go
theory,
ahead.
but like the moon is actually a spaceship. Have you heard that
Yes,
theory?
it is.
Is that part of
Well,
this?
I maybe. I don't know. It's tough to say. I know that Mars had something to do with something at some point.
But no, actually the moon was an actual
Straight up,
sphere,
like the Death Star.
Like, yes, exactly.
Like
and
a
over time,
constructed-
yes.
It's over time. It's
Look,
what?
Look it up.
For all we know, that could so be true.
But anyway.
What are we? We're insects walking around like a bunch of idiots, bumping into each other, fucking wearing paper bags.
But also, I also like the Jesus, like maybe there's a parallel to E.T.
Jesus was like E.T. I
Yes.
swear, you guys have to fucking believe me. Listeners of this podcast, please
But I'll let
go
you
to
guys,
your church officials
what
and
are-
try
what?
to make them understand.
I'll let you guys weigh in on this.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, a couple things.
Go
There's
ahead.
the part of me that just, of course, wants to just have fun with you and your crazy
Yeah, go
brain,
ahead.
and there's part of me that wants to just be the rational person that I am.
What's the better, more entertaining?
I have no idea, but.
Prometheus?
The first thing I want to say is that Justin, by the way, in case anyone thinks or has ever thought, oh, this Justin Roiland, he just come up with these crazy theories for the sake of entertainment. No. When I arrived here tonight, he said, I've got this theory, and I've been really thinking a lot about it.
I have.
In earnest. This
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
a
yeah.
joke.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
spending a lot of time.
I am looking at his mouth.
Genuine.
His tongue is not playing in his cheek when he says these things.
I really feel like this
Passionate.
is true. And listen, if when we cross the threshold
Jesus.
of the 2012 December 21st, blah blah blah, and it does, and they don't arrive, then I'll have to kind of take a couple.
That
Crow?
always happens, though.
I'll have
every
to-
time.
yeah, I'll have to
Justin,
take a few
every time, like whenever
Yeah.
anyone says like this is the date.
And it's not the end of the
It
world.
never
It's not the
happens.
end of the world.
No,
it's
it's
just the
the
return
beginning,
of our
yeah.
keepers. It's the
Yeah.
return of the.
Well,
What
They're
they're
just-
worried
like
about. And
Ghostbusters.
this is why you can take
That's what it
solace in
reminds
this.
me
This
of.
is why you can let it. You can focus on this and let it relax you, is because no matter what kind of political strife
Strata?
and sort of economical and sort of
this theory's for everybody, folks.
no, but like these aliens are gonna come back and they're gonna fix it all for us. They're gonna go, whoa, holy shit, you guys are polluting this place. You're
Yeah.
fucking bunch of assholes. Everyone
you picked,
relax.
you picked Justin Roiland over Ryan Ridley for this part.
What kind of fucked up planet is this?
That's
You're out.
it. You killed Jesus, he was just a fucking grunt worker, and you killed him. He healed blind people.
Wait, Jesus was a grunt worker?
Yeah, he was
like
just
so these guys are going to be like
Oh yeah.
10 times.
Oh, man,
I mean, we goofed on Jesus.
Think
That's
about
why
it,
we
man.
sent him down here. And you
Jesus was just a fucking peanut. He was just a guy that they said, Jesus, go. We're busy with more
Yeah.
important shit. Will you go back and just check on that place and make sure that they haven't fucking destroyed it yet? Oh yeah, sure, cool, bro. I'll go check it out. put me in a pod, cryogenically freeze me down in the fucking pod, and shoot me back there. And Jesus lands in the woods. He unfreezes, and then he fucking goes to where the city is.
Knocks on the door of Mary and Joseph. Hey, can we come up with a story together, like where maybe you gave virgin birth to me or something?
Yeah, exactly. All that shit is bullshit. He wasn't born. It's a fucking bullshit. That was all written by Constantine and a big fat game of fucking telephone over the course of X amount of generations.
Here comes the rational side.
All right, let's
Where's Jesus' pod?
Jesus' pod? Are you joking? It's fucking gone. It's disintegrated. It's at the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean, or it's buried under miles of sedimentary rock layers. What are you kidding me?
What are you talking? When did he land?
He landed when
mountains weren't layers of sediment weren't forming 2,000 years ago.
Do you realize that the story of Jesus is he was born in virgin birth?
Wise men, the 3 wise men.
The 3 wise men came and all this shit, and then nothing for 30 years, and then now he's fucking healing people, and that's because it's 2 different.
That's not true. There's documents of his teenage life.
Bullshit. What did he do? Was he fucking girls and like fucking smoking cigarettes and shit?
Aside from the fact that your theory is just several different disparate, bizarro, whacked up conspiracy theories cobbled together.
How dare you?
What are we supposed to do, and our listeners supposed to do?
Our
3,000 15-year-olds.
What are they supposed to
do? Go to their church
leaders,
leaders,
and gentlemen, let me tell our listeners, everyone who's listening to this podcast right now, I want you to do what I did when I discovered this and put all the pieces together.
Talked about it on a podcast.
No. Take a deep breath, in and out. Relax.
Let it sink in.
Let it sink in and realize, hey, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Yeah. We're gonna be okay.
Wow.
Shake off that sadness that our society is just slowly heading towards demise, nuclear warfare, or whatever the fuck
warfare,
it is,
economic collapse,
all those horrible apocalyptic thoughts, the fucking doomsday prepper mentality. Just fucking relax.
The aliens are gonna take care of it.
The aliens are coming. They're gonna fucking fix it all for us. We're fine. We're totally fine. And if they don't come when they said they were, it's because something happened.
They're running a little late.
Yeah, they're running late. Something happened, and they'll be here eventually.
I know Justin.
I want to believe this so bad, dude.
He wants to believe in something. But he in his heart he knows that we're doomed.
I also
so he buys gold and he stocks up on doomsday prepping supplies.
I also read Childhood End.
That's such a good book.
What is that?
It is so good, right?
What is that?
Yeah.
Well, that informed this theory as well, and just read it, kids. I don't want to sit here and fucking recap the story of Childhood's
Who wrote that?
End.
Wasn't he friends with L. Ron Hubbard?
No, but there's a great story.
L. Ron Hubbard and Rod Serling.
There's a great story where the guy that Arthur C. Clarke I think wrote
it. Smoke weed together.
Okay, there was a sci-fi writers like conglomerate way back in the day where all the sci-fi writers would get together. And they would all read and pitch each other like, this is a book I'm working on. And then L. Ron Hubbard, Arthur C. Clarke, Ray Bradbury, all these fucking guys. And L. Ron Hubbard came one day.
Together.
L. Ron Hubbard came one day, and he was working on a story, a sci-fi book. And he said, listen, I've got this book, and the character finds himself on another planet, and he's stranded. What would he do to try to get money? Like I'm at a crossroads here. I can't figure it out. To get to the next point in the story, I need to know. So help me workshop this. And I think it was Arthur C. Clarke or Ray Bradbury, one of those legendary guys, said to him, well, your character should just create his own religion, and then on this planet. And then he can use that money to go back home. Mm-hmm. And then Ray Bradbury, or I'm sorry, what's his name?
L.
Ron Hubbard. Jesus Christ. Said, and then fucking.
See, I've heard a different
version.
Left,
and never came back to another one of those meetings. Never came back. What did you hear?
I heard that it was more of like a who can think of the most ridiculous scheme or scam.
Oh, yours has been tainted by lies.
No.
Mine is pure reality. Yours has been tainted by the evil the anti-Scientologist.
Wait, how is yours pro Scientology?
I just feel like mine's more true to the reality of what happened. It's just like my theory on Jesus Christ and all this other stuff. And Christians and all these people that are like anti-abortion and they're all fucking worked up about gay people and all that stuff. Hold your rope, bro. Go back to the source material. The lost gospels.
The aliens are cool with abortion?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about abortion. All they're worried about is the propagation of the society of this.
What do they want
mankind.
from us?
They want us to stop raping this earth. We're killing it. We're like a virus. They're going to come back
then
and say, whoa, all the shit we taught you motherfuckers.
What did they teach us? They didn't teach us anything.
They taught us a lot, and then we lost it through the course
Why
of
didn't
time.
they come earlier?
Listen,
What is the
you know how many hard drives I have?
They tried.
That the
Roswell.
information's lost and I can't get it back? That's what these fucking aliens
I got
are
it.
dealing
Well,
with.
Can we hear about the fake uncles?
Oh,
The
fake uncle's coming.
The
Hold on.
aliens should have chosen
No,
a
wait,
prophet with a larger audience.
Well, no, the
Maybe
aliens,
the Nerdist.
the aliens, they had no idea that we were
Adam
so
Carolla.
animalistic that we were gonna kill this fucking guy, and he kind of showed up, and he was a little bit like, you know,
Okay. Well,
you know,
anyway.
he lost his fucking tools,
Rent
his iPhone, and
Prometheus.
whatever.
Rent Prometheus.
No,
and
don't do that.
Is it out yet?
Just re-listen to what
probably.
I re-listen to this segment over and over until, and send us an email.
And don't.
if
And
you
by
have
the
any
way,
questions.
by the
about
way,
it.
people in 1,000 years. I hope you're not changing everything Justin says
Yeah,
and
fuck
slowly
you.
warping
No.
it, and mutating it, and bastardizing it like
No.
Constantine in the
Yeah,
Catholic Church
exactly.
did to alien Jesus'
Yeah, fuck
original
you,
words.
People of the future, 1,000 years from now, suck my dick. Because 1,000 years from now, you know who the people in the future are going to be? A bunch of robots.
And the prophet said,
No, it's going to be
"People,
technology, bro.
fuck
We're going to be
you.
fucking like in the Matrix. We're just
suck
batteries.
my dick."
Yep.
All right,
Can you
hold
believe,
on.
Ryan? Do you believe that you could be a part of a document that one day will be a religion for an entire future society?
Well, after what Justin just said, possibly. I don't know.
All right, listen. I have another axe to grind here, and this has to do with the food industry.
Oh no.
This will be quick
Oh,
and
okay.
concise. I was at the
Aye.
grocery store last week with my lovely girlfriend, who's
Who wants to break up
Will
with you?
remain
no,
nameless.
she's very happy with me, and I'm happy with her. She's great. And we stumbled upon Muffin Mix, as it's called, by Betty Crocker. There were 3 brands. There was Cinnamon Toast Crunch Muffin Mix, Cocoa Puffs brand, and Reese's Puffs, as you'll see on the side of the package here, Jackie. So I was like, oh, this will be great. Let's cook this stuff up. And I'm hungry, and I'm getting fatter every day, I'm realizing. I really am gaining weight, and it's time to put...
I could tell.
Yeah, I know. Look at my fat fucking
know.
jowls.
It's like
on the
when I
side of my
first met
face.
you.
It's disgusting. It's time for me to get serious. But anyways, I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. Betty Crocker is putting this stuff out, and the American populace is purchasing it. Let me read these ingredients. So I go through the ingredients, and what do I discover?
We know it's gonna be bad.
No, I'm not going to sit here and bore you with like a
Okay.
fucking
Jamie
robotic,
Jamie
scientific.
Oliver, what's the
whatever.
cook man?
What I want to tell you is that, guess what? Surprise! Literally 0 nutritional value. In fact, negative nutritional value. And then I started to do a little bit of homework, and I started to realize, hey, wait a minute. Everything at the grocery store is negative nutritional value. There's fucking mills that are there's people that are employed to create Reese's Puffs Muffin Mix. There are fucking families that depend on the creation of Betty Crocker's Reese's Muffin Mix. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? For nothing. There's no 1 dietary fiber, 1 gram. Fucking calories from fat. 25 calories from fat. Guess what? Oh, you're wondering about protein? Fucking 2 grams of protein.
No.
2 grams? You motherfuckers at least put in some fucking fucking
Protein.
fiber and
Growth
protein.
hormone.
How hard is it to put in some fucking shit that we need as people?
Fiber's everywhere.
It's no wonder that everybody's getting sick and dying and fucking fat and gross as shit.
Yep.
It's because there's this stuff. And look how fancy the packaging is.
Yep.
It's all colorful. It's Reese's, a brand that we all know makes you salivate. It's
Well, that's
delicious.
what I've noticed about everything is like candy bars, like just going into everything, like Hershey's milk, Reese's whipped
The whole
cream,
thing, everything. It's all
everywhere.
bad for you.
Yes.
And so much effort of humanity goes into producing this shit, and and there's a whole economy and ecosystem built around it. There's families, like I said, that they feed their families based off of working to make Betty Crocker fucking bullshit, and it's fucking disgusting. It doesn't even taste good. Like, I cooked them.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you hadn't eaten for 48 hours, you'd be like, God damn, this is fucking delicious. But anything would be at that point. A salad, a fucking undressed salad would be delicious in 48 hours of not eating.
Yeah, I saw those on your counter there, Justin, and it looked like a bunch of sawdust kind of sprinkled on top.
It's
it looked
fucking-
awful.
That's the cinnamon toast one,
And
right?
I want to ask the world, I want to ask America, I want to ask everyone who's listening, what the fuck are we doing? Why are you like me buying these things and eating them? What is there something in them that has enticed us and
Sugar?
What's happened to us? Like,
I'm just putting this out there. Sugar?
But I mean, like, why couldn't you at least? Sure, sugar, fine, but why couldn't you at least add some stuff that is healthy?
But there's whole wheat flour. There's fiber in it.
1 gram of fucking fiber per serving.
Sometimes wheat bread only has 1 gram.
I don't care about wheat bread or any of
And
what
there's
you're
niacin,
talking about.
There's iron.
I'm upset.
If you were running, if you had to go and run like 5 miles and you ate 2 muffins before the run, that would be your
good carb. The complex
Yeah.
carbohydrate.
I wish there was a visual component of just now.
22. Hold on.
Justin, shut up for a second. When you went to reach for the box and Jackie snagged it away.
Yeah, there was a couple swipes there.
I don't know. I needed the box to tell you that there's 22 grams of carbohydrates, and guess what? 11 of those grams sugar. That's not good. You don't want to eat that shit to go run.
It's not as bad as like a Tiger's Milk bar, like a protein bar. It's the same garbage.
It is so not the same.
Listen, I don't know.
And I'm not even saying that Tiger's Milk bars, whatever the fuck those are good either. Those are probably just as bad. Hold
on.
Okay.
What do you think about this, Ryan? What they eat around South Park's offices?
Oh, well, I was thinking maybe we're gonna circle back to maybe this is part of the master plan of the aliens. I don't know.
This is
definitely
anti-alien.
not.
Yeah, this is the aliens would shit in their fucking pants.
What are the aliens eating?
The aliens would turn in their grave if they saw us eating this shit.
Well,
and going like, what? You're harvesting all the Earth's resources to make Reese's Puff muffin mix that has 0 fucking.
We left them recipes. What have they done?
0 nutritional value.
Constantine.
You have people harvesting the Earth's resources, putting this and that and this together to create Reese's Puff, and people are eating it and they're getting sick and fat, and people are getting cancer and they're dying,
Our
and everyone's sick.
healthcare system is imploding,
and
on.
And the aliens are gonna come down and they're gonna go.
They're,
Fuck you!
Well,
fucking wipe their hand.
Are they
Boom, done.
Are they gonna nuke all the General Mills?
No, they're gonna just come in and go, you guys are fucking idiots, and guess what? Y'all knew you were. You knew you were, and it's the blind leading the blind, and it's a bunch of fucking retards.
Well, what are they gonna do about it?
They're gonna say, hello, we're fucking magical aliens. That shit's bad, throw it out. You can eat good tasting things that also, are fucking nutritious for you. Holy shit, who would have thought?
It'll be totally like the day the Earth stood still. They'll come down. Landing ramp, come out, and all they'll be is like, Reese's Puffs. I'm out. We're out.
Exterminate.
1 gram of fiber per serving? Really? Come on, humans.
Killing Jesus Christ was one thing. The fact that Reese's Puffs are now a muffin mix? And goodbye.
Yeah.
And also on sale for 2 for $1 at Vons, which makes them practically even more irresistible to purchase.
Yeah.
Human race, you've really gone astray from our teachings that we left with the Egyptians and Mayans and Incans and the fucking other
Aztecians,
at Telemanaco or whatever it's called. Tiamahuaco.
Tia Tequila.
Tiahuaco.
I would be curious to know the Betty Crocker box mix from the 1950s, what the ingredients were. I bet it was more wholesome.
I bet you
it was too.
Do you think it was more like the post-war, like gross shelf life, 1,000 years?
Yeah, preservers and
I
shit.
would be really curious to know that.
Good question.
I also, but it'd be great to get like sort of checkpoints of like, okay, the 50 or the post World War II
year or
and
each
then
decade,
go back. Yeah,
each decade,
exactly.
what did they
and just
add?
see like, oh shit! Now the fucking Betty Crockers own the government and they can fucking do whatever they want.
Wait a minute,
There's
that
no way.
was a turn. Betty Crocker owns the government?
Fuck yeah, dude. Betty Crocker owns all the Senate and the Congress and the fucking president. They fucking just say, oh, we're Betty Crocker, dude. We fucking own every fucking thing you eat, motherfucker.
I can't wait till the secret.
We own all the food in the world.
I can't wait till the secret video of that comes out.
Well,
John Boehner and
it won't.
Obama and Henry
maybe-
Waxman and Mitch
look.
McConnell.
What if
and
the food industry was controlling everything?
They
Like,
are. Are you joking?
I mean,
What if? They fucking do own the. Look at these people own the government, but they pay to keep certain people. They grease the palms of the people who make the legislation.
Much like we grease a muffin tin.
Yeah, to cook these unhealthy, unnutritious, just pieces of fucking fat and disgusting.
I'm gonna get
that are
I'm
so
gonna get a Betty
unavoidable.
Crocker box
I
off
can't
of
stop
eBay.
Well, wait a
eating
minute,
them.
Justin.
Yeah.
Are you sure there's no maybe evil alien race that's working behind the scenes to try to make humanity unhealthy.
Really good point.
Destin.
Yeah.
Really good point.
I mean,
I
can't believe that it's just all our fault. I'd like to think that there's some
all
sort
right.
of secret dark evil alien race controlling everything.
I need time to sit and think on it, but there could very well be a negative influence alien race that is sprinkling in
the head of the board of Betty Crocker and General Mills and Kool-Aid and
so they're sort of like reptilian.
Yes,
they have like cloaking device. They've already infiltrated.
Yes,
but then oh man, that see now you're fucking
style.
You're hurting me because like here I was starting to
you were saying that it was our own inherent
everything's okay
laziness and ignorance that was our problem, but no.
And the good aliens are going to come back. Maybe they're both real, but I'd like to err on the side of the good aliens, and they're coming, and they're going to take Betty Crocker and kick her right in the butt. They're going to give her a good kick in the pants, and they're going to say, Betty Crocker, you started this brand on wholesome, nutritious ingredients, and look where you are now. Reese's Puffs muffin mix?
The great pancake war of 2014.
I don't think so, Betty Crocker.
It would be funny, though, like, getting back to what
You
Jackie was saying,
fucking
like
slut.
line up like the Reese's Puffs like ingredients to like the 1950s Betty
Yeah,
Crocker,
I was
and it would
saying,
be
I'll
the
get a
exact
box.
same.
If you go back far enough, you're going to discover that, like, oh, shit, they use, like, the eggs that they grew on their own property, and they use the, like, home-farmed ingredients. Homegrown shit. Not this Betty Crocker fucking... Look, hold on. Check this out.
Oh my
shit.
God.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
For you listeners at home, a 8-ounce glass of Hennessy
Give me
just
that- give me
spilled
that
over
paper
onto
towel.
Justin's MacBook Air.
Hold on, listen. It's my fault.
He's got a paper towel. I feel like the Hindenburg guy right now.
yeah.
My God.
it's a
the
tragedy.
humanity.
Oh,
will the
Jesus.
paper
Thank you.
towel help?
Thank you.
No.
You know, that's why we only drink little baby cups of this stuff. And not big, giant glasses.
Give me another chunk of
Is it still recording us, Justin?
Oh, yeah, we're still good.
Oh, well, that's a
It
testament.
might go.
That's a testament to alien technology.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, the aliens did present us with this sort of technology.
You might go Akira style. You know, like.
We're all going to turn into big bubbly.
Yeah, exactly. Process with the Hennessy.
All right, so anyways, that's
Okay,
my...
well,
Those are my two.
I think that wraps it up. I think that's a good theory, Justin.
Yep.
And actually, I just want to ask one more South Park question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
wait,
I-
can we just not wrap things up? Let's.
No, it's late.
Well, I mean, Ryan, you have a family. You know,
okay, fine. Go ahead.
we can keep going. You guys are yawning.
One more thing.
I-
Jackie's the only one.
It's-
Jackie's-
I didn't get a lot of sleep.
I thought
Jackie,
Jackie, you know, don't punish us for your.
I
Yeah.
just helped you clean up your whole mess, so just be quiet.
you gotta
Jackie has
get
to work
home to
tomorrow.
that young boyfriend of yours, Jackie.
No, he has band practice
Oh.
tonight.
Exactly. So just hang out. and
Jackie's
we got
dating
more
a guy
things
who
to
has
discuss.
band practice. Just to put things
Come
in
on.
perspective.
Okay, Ryan, go ahead.
So
Ridley, Ryan Ridley.
What I thought of this, and I meant to ask it earlier. The Family Guy episode where they goof on Family Guy for
Yes.
their writing process is discovered to be a porpoise.
manatees,
Yeah,
the
whatever.
manatees.
So
Wait, back up. I haven't seen this episode.
Are you
what
serious?
Did you, yeah,
Okay.
what did you say?
There's an episode of South Park where
Family Guy's
everybody
writing
loves it
process.
except for Cartman. Cartman hates it, right?
Yes.
And so he goes to Hollywood to try to
Figure out.
get to the bottom of it, and he ends up in the Family Guy writing staff offices and discover that how they write their episodes is there's a manatee who goes over to a container of little balls that
Pop
each have
culture
pop
references.
culture references, and he just arbitrarily picks like 3 in a row, and so it's like Mr. T, lemonade stand, whatever, and
Okay,
just
okay,
puts them in a thing,
okay.
and then that's how they write their material.
Got it.
So
Which is true, by the way.
did that come from? Because I remember at the time the spin was, oh no, the South Park people are friends with the Family Guy people. It's all just friendly ribbing, and that didn't smell right to me.
Yeah.
That smelled of contempt.
No, I think all that came from, and it played out in that episode, was anytime anyone would see those guys or South Park people be like, you gotta see Family Guy. You would love Family Guy. It's and
to Matt and Trey,
yes,
basically. Uh-huh.
and that's exactly what happened to Cartman in that episode. Was like, you would love Family Guy. It's right up your alley. And he's like, I can't stand that show. And that's where that whole
So they genuinely had contempt for it, for
Totally.
the writing of it. Okay.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Just like at the same time,
It was
I'm sure-
oversold. It was oversold,
Well, it's
that
not,
show.
It's not. I mean,
To-
it's
to them.
It doesn't. It's not nearly the level that South Park is. It's dressed up in the clothes of like a smart, funny
It
show,
is
but
the
it's
Betty
not.
Crocker
of
Reese's
to the-
Muffin
yeah.
mix of
To the-
television.
to the aliens' organic holistic, macrobiotic.
Yeah.
Garden.
I get it.
Food stuff.
I get it.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
And by the way, now that we're sort of tying those two threads together, I can't help but wonder if maybe Trey and Matt or one of them might actually be aliens.
Could be.
Or the descendants of an alien, like, a fucking biracial human alien.
Oh, no.
I mean, with that kind of unhuman talent,
it can only be...
It can only be alien. The only answer that I can think of is alien origins of some level. Yeah. Whether they might be continually abducted and implanted with.
Did you see any evidence of that, Ryan?
Yeah, was there any evidence of alien shit going on?
No, but the one really interesting thing that I always heard about was like everyone at South Park, like the higher ups there, were actual Scientologists. And that this was sort of like
an anti-double reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. That'd be
there
amazing.
You go. That's a bombshell.
I did watch that episode and think, you know what?
They're deflecting.
It kind of makes sense. Wait, so actually Matt and Trey are Scientologists? And that's
they became
the theory?
successful very quickly.
I'm not going to say that.
Uh-huh.
But...
Wait a minute. What?
Interesting.
Wait a minute. There's an actual real theory that they're Scientologists.
Yeah, man.
And it's spoken about in the hallways.
Mr. Aggresso.
Well, somewhere in some part of the line of order of whoever's making decisions, yes, there is some high priest Scientologist or whoever it is.
The high priest.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Is there even that
a Sea Org?
That
I think maybe. And I'm sure that there is, but if they're called Sea Orgs, maybe. It's the Sea Org people.
Well, this is a juicy scoop.
We're fucked, dude. They're gonna fucking rob us now.
No, I don't.
I'm cutting that. True. I'm cutting that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that
I
out.
don't want to get.
Wait a minute. Are you? I'm so confused.
You should. The way you should cut it is like Sea Org and then just static.
As if the Scientologists came in and.
Yeah,
and really ranked us hard.
Sabotaged.
Man. They ranked us.
Maybe had Jackie zapped a beam of energy in Jackie's brain that made her knock over that glass of Hennessy into Justin's computer.
I didn't do it. Justin
did it, man. She did it. Hey, you want to rewrite history, Jackie?
And then one quick thing before we do listener mail. I knew out there when we were in our break, you said that there were FBI agents at the office during that whole Muslim. Remember the whole Remember that whole controversy?
No shit. Wait, on South Park. On
the
South
episode
Park.
where there was where they're going to show Muhammad and there was they were getting death threats. It was like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
no, that was more than that, right?
No, it was like a year or two.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
The 200th episode, which probably now was like 3 years ago, and that was like a huge...
That is ballsy, dude. So
totally.
So there were actual
nervous?
FBI agents
to
like make sure that the place didn't get bombed or whatever.
Yeah, full on, high security.
Was there... Were you scared, like you yourself? Or were you kind of like,
there was a moment... When all that stuff came out, all the death threats.
It's like, what are we doing here, guys?
Well, the thing of it was that guy that posted that on his website even posted our studio address. So that's out to the fanatics, the extremists.
Yeah.
So
it's like they're just waiting.
Yeah,
they're just waiting.
Yeah, so
that's fucking
terrifying. And if you
terrifying,
saw the security
dude.
that was there at the time, it was like.
But they don't know they don't know your guys' production schedule, do they? Well, I guess they do because it's when the show's airing.
Well, now they
when the
do
show
after
is airing,
the fucking documentary. Jesus.
When new episodes air, that means it's time to bomb.
Yes.
It's time to bomb.
Yeah.
So
they stay up very late. They're very tired.
I want to bomb the South Park office.
What is that voice?
I don't know.
It's like,
I have no idea.
It's Korean.
Yeah.
I think.
My wires are crossed whenever I try to do I tried to do Jewish earlier and it was like
Italian.
it sounded like a fucking Italian. Hey, hello,
Rosh Hashanah.
and then I do Muslim and it sounds Chinese.
Yeah.
But if you ask me
way,
to do Chinese, I'll probably come out sounding Muslim.
One last thing. Speaking of that South Park documentary, what was Bill Hader doing there?
He's
Was that a fucking celebrity stunt piece? Was that like a...
No, he's been like friends with them and part of the whole creative process for a few years now. So he's there, and it's interesting. He's like, you always know when Bill's there because he's just laughing like hysterically.
Yeah.
And really cool guy, nice guy.
I've met him. He's really nice. Like
you met him.
Real nice.
Yeah,
you know, I met him the day he auditioned for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember it was like 7 years ago, and I was like, I went to see my friend do comedy, and he was like, "Hey, this is."
I bet he
Bill."
remembers you.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, this is Bill, and he just auditioned for Saturday Night Live. And, you think,
And
like...
you're like, good luck, dummy.
Because, I mean, everybody auditions for Saturday Night Live. It's not like that means anything necessarily. I mean, it means something, but doesn't mean any of the jobs. So at the time, I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, so what was it like? Like, was Lorne Michaels in the audience? Like, yeah, I sit in the front row. It was pretty crazy. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Good luck, buddy. Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really
Back
have that
to my
attitude.
little corner of the world.
No, I mean, like, they have, like, a
Little do you
tight-knit
know.
group of writers and people that, like, spitball stuff around.
How come
like
I'm
Vernon
not a part of
Chapman.
that? How come I'm not a part of that little tight?
Well, you got the offer, remember?
I got the offer to go to the retreat,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't.
What
there was
happened?
a conflict of interests. No, there's a there was a timing conflict of interest. Who knows where I'd be right now? Maybe I'd still be working. No, I wouldn't have. I don't have the fucking. I would have made a total joke of myself at that writers'
If
retreat.
this episode is any indication, yes, you
I would have
Yeah.
been terrified. I would have been so intimidated by those guys that I wouldn't have been able to like be normal and just give them what they need, which is like object like.
Are you
creative.
intimidated by them at all, or is it kind of like old hat now?
No, they're very intimidating guys. Totally.
Yeah,
But
I couldn't muscle through that. There's no fucking
creatively, like in like a writer's room, like atmosphere, that's rough.
Have you been?
That's
Have
tough.
you sat in the writers' room?
I never have like
way. No, that's
as a
brutal.
contributor, but that's got to be. Yeah, it's tough.
I do think.
Hardcore.
I mean, I remember because I told you out there. I interviewed with one of the producers. She's like Anne Garfino's like the next. Like she's like the
Wait, who?
Yeah.
Anger
Yeah.
Angarfinian?
Anne Garfino. I interviewed with her when I
Anne
got.
Garfino.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Angarfinian. All right, it's time for listener email. Listener email, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
Listener
email. Oh, for the progressive.
I'm sorry. Before you have like the applause. You have the
Listener
applause.
email.
You have the applause, and you have the fart sounds.
Yeah.
And what else? What else do you have over there? Is that it?
I got everything, man.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I got a whole arsenal of sound effects. Forget about it.
Justin still. By the way, 2 episodes in a row, no characters.
You know, look.
I mean, this is.
You did a few.
Look, yeah, I did. I'm
The
more
only character
look,
he was
He
in
did
this
that
episode was
Chinese
himself.
man, the Chinese Muslim.
Yeah, the Chinese Muslim. I'm focused
Italian
I'm
Jew.
focused on the content of the discussion. I'm not trying to break it up with some zany character. Look,
I'm just saying, we know what is that, Jackie? The high
Jackie,
sign?
yeah. Come on,
The
Jackie's trying
right
to communicate to us. Come on, let's.
Time. It's
She doesn't want
time.
Mario to show
we know
up
what
right
side
now.
our bread is buttered on.
Jackie does not want Mario to show up.
Okay, how about if I just do one email?
Yes.
No. Why don't we do a couple? I mean,
All right.
what are we doing here?
I'm going to start with this
Oh.
one. This one, Justin and
Says
I.
the
We've
guy
got
does
so
not
many-
have a job.
we have
He
so
gets
many
up once a
emails
week.
coming
He
on.
does have a job. He happens to be the
Oh, he
voice
took yours.
of.
I'm
Yeah.
the voice
Yeah.
of many famous
Of
cartoon
whatever
characters.
my show. Yeah, my show. Whatever. Yeah.
I'm the
No one
voice
knows
of.
about.
I'm the voice of. I have a
Lemon
very
Grab,
important record this
Oscar.
Friday.
Yes.
For out there, and then I'm also the voice of many characters that your children watch. But God forbid they ever hear my actual
Theories on the
things.
creation of humanity.
Keep them away from me. I'm doing my best to protect them. Okay. Let's do a couple of emails.
Listener
because
email.
okay.
This subject. This is the one Justin actually texted me about, or something. He was very moved by this listener email.
What?
So Jackie,
Was
if
I?
you're-
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Oh,
it is.
boy.
It is
Oh,
kind of a
boy,
moving.
boy,
Jackie,
blah,
I will
blah,
say
blah,
it
You know what I'm
was
talking
published on Kindle as a book. This
chicken,
email.
chicken soup for the soul.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's going to be competing with
Okay.
Justin's theory.
it's $4.99.
Okay, it's
50 pages.
this subject line is: "This show gave me a new life goal to shoot for." So
What?
Aw.
I don't recall reading
A
this.
killer.
says-
So
what
he's
is
a little
this?
killer.
it says, "Hey GVP, I was looking for podcasts to keep me from going insane at my job, specifically Penn Ward interviews. When I stumbled upon this gem,
You stumbled upon it?
stumbled upon this gem.
Oh, okay.
I expected a simple interview with some insights on how he got started on something. Oh, I get it. So this guy basically had no clue what our show was. Googled Penn, and he came up with this.
Oh.
The episode 40, whatever it was,
okay.
40. Yeah.
I think that's hyperbole.
So I'm just
saying
trying to
that
put.
I emailed
I'm
you
trying to
about
get.
this.
You did.
Did I?
You'll remember in a second. I'm trying to get in
okay.
this guy's brain. This guy never has never listened to our podcast
And
before.
he's a fan of
Penn,
Adventure Time.
and he somehow
Penn.
stumbled upon that episode.
Okay.
Okay. Needless to say, I didn't get that, except in parentheses Jackie's great personal questions. Remember when we locked Justin out?
Yep.
That was
But
good.
Which was much needed.
I did have an epiphany Oh wait, this isn't the email I was thinking of.
Oh boy.
Just muscle through it, dude. Just muscle through it.
Sorry, I oversold this one.
It's
still good, but I did have an epiphany of what I want to do at some point in my life. When I graduate college
I want to
in the
rape
spring,
and kill children.
I wanted to finally pursue a career making video games. Upon hearing the podcast, I knew exactly what
Good
goal I should
luck.
add to my list. One day, I want to make a game and have Justin as the main voice actor.
All right.
Oh, wow. Just
Call my
more
agent.
voices.
Call my agent. No,
And if he's
I'll
not
do it for
available-
free. I'll do it for free.
Why?
What do we?
Why would you do it for free?
You know, look, I won't. Okay, fine. I won't do it for free. Ryan officially just announced I will not do it for free.
I'll do
I
it.
want significant payment, and
I'll do
want,
it for less than Justin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you really set me up there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You created a competitive situation, and then you undercut me. All right.
Maybe go with Jackie instead.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's
No.
gonna revamp the
Jackie
entire
will do
character.
it for pennies on the dollar.
One day I want to make a game and have Justin. I hope whenever that day comes, he's not too expensive. Or become
interesting.
a casualty of the American war in China.
Ooh.
Keep up the good work.
I hope he's
late.
alive. Ed, I hope he's still alive. But who wrote that? Who's?
Charlie Wang.
No,
Jesus
Ahmed,
Christ.
Ahmed Daniels.
Oh, I'm at Daniel.
Okay.
And not to be too, I don't know what the word is. I guess for lack of a simple word, racist. But this is why I got confused. This is why I switched.
Oh,
to
there's
emails.
another fan with a
Is it
Indian
Ahmad?
sounding
Yes.
name.
Is
Yes.
it
You
AHMAD?
motherfucking
It's
Ahmad?
racist.
AHMAD. Although his
Oh.
last name is
Ryan.
Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, man, I worry about offending our listeners.
Okay. So Justin, you gonna do that?
Huh?
Offend
Yeah, his
listeners?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm in.
Okay,
I'm in, dude. Actually, no. Hold on. Can I get a fucking
Amen.
outline? Can I get a game outline? I want to know what your game's about. If it's good, I'll do it for free.
If it's bad,
But if it's just a sinkhole of garbage, then I want like a little bit of money, man.
You're already doing that.
I only have so much time as a human being on this planet. I can't just
are
start.
you saying that your show is a sinkhole of garbage?
No way.
What? No, come on. Your show's amazing. Get out of here.
Okay, so this is
He's
the email,
fishing for compliments.
This is the email I meant to read, and this is touches me personally. I think this email alone will solve the world peace. Okay, it says
The world
no
peace?
subject. I leave to work in Palestine in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Palestine. He didn't
To
call
work?
it.
Doing what?
He didn't say Israel. He didn't
Time
say
to
the Palestinian
switch career
territory.
paths, pal.
I leave it to work in Palestine in 2 weeks, be teaching and writing. By the way, this email was sent on 8/26,
Teaching and writing who?
which means he has been in Palestine
Yeah,
now for a
yeah.
couple weeks. So I hope he gets this.
Yes.
Yikes.
I hope your next episode comes up before I leave. Just want to say that listening to you guys be human, if that's what you can call this,
Human?
joining in on your genuine creative energy, if that's what you can call this,
Creative
was
energy.
really great over the course of the last few months. People
months.
absorb so much. This is earnest,
I know.
like
Shut
heartfelt
up.
Sorry.
email. People
heartfelt.
absorb so much shit these days. Bad comedy and bad drama and cut and paste bullshit. It's really nice to know there are people out there cream-filled with real, capital B, being
Cream-filled.
sad sometimes.
Cream-filled.
Are you listening to what this guy is saying? This
Yeah,
is I mean,
that's a bizarre.
you work your whole
choice of
life to
words.
get this kind of
The
response.
cream-filled.
Cream-filled.
Yeah.
That's a really wonky.
Metaphorically cream-filled with sad, sometimes happy,
Why
sometimes...
not just filled to the brim?
This is bad.
Why cream-filled?
What is this bad?
She's
We're not going to get through the email because on every line he's going to have a comment.
Jack, are you feeling what this guy's saying? He's giving
you-
us...
are you
I
feeling
was,
this
but then
guy?
he did say cream filled, and that was sort of weird. Oh.
Oh my God. Justin,
Who is it?
who's there? Ryan, why don't you answer the door?
All
That's
right,
your
I'll get
honor.
it. Should I? Is this
Yeah.
a good idea?
Yeah, well,
All right.
I mean, what else are we going to do? Sit here while the doorbell rings?
All right. All right, I'll get it.
Okay. Good. Go ahead.
Hello? Hey.
Hello. Hello. It's a me. It's a me, Mario. I've been a sit outside in the colder rain this whole episode. I just want to say, I'm still around. I'm still irrelevant.
Relevant or irrelevant?
I'm still relevant.
Okay.
Muriel?
I want to take a
Mario. Are you
moment.
familiar with the Super Mario Brothers, Ryan?
I am. I
Okay.
thought just the way he said
No,
it
I
was
know.
Muriel.
This email touching me.
Uh-huh.
I also had to go to another country
Oh.
in a mushroom world.
Uh-huh.
They sent me when I was a younger boy. They never made a video game about it. but they are sending me away to a far corner of a mushroom world. I had a teacher, these Neanderthals. It was a very tumultuous place. And here I am listening to this email from this person, from a listener. And I had touched.
Should I have answered the door? I don't know.
If you have a heart in your chest,
yes.
I
did. That's why I answered
Good Lord,
the door.
Mario, so this mushroom land is...
It was a very similar...
Yeah. There's an oppressed people there. There's a people without a land without a people.
Fighting. People are fighting. Suicide bombs.
Oh, jeez.
Cream filled.
They never made a video game
well,
about
I can
it.
understand. That's pretty
this
intense
is from
material.
my earlier days. I just wanted to say that it's been a long time.
Do you want to wish this writer, this emailer luck?
I wish you a good luck. You teach the Neanderthals.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now, let's make it clear. How to
read.
The Palestinians, the Arab people are not Neanderthals.
Teach these monsters. You teach these animals how to read and write, and you get home. Get out of there. Hurry. Get home to safety. My experience, I teach Goombas and the shy guys.
Mario,
and they teach them.
Mario, I can see your heart is in the right place, but your choice of words and your rhetoric is a little
off.
A little insulting.
A little insulting.
These Goombas, they just don't know modern societal
but the
ways.
Palestinians are not Goombas, Mario.
I beg to differ. I read the Goombas.
Ryan, I think it's time to show this.
Yeah, I'm
Bye,
sorry.
Mario.
Show him
All right, okay.
Super
Bye.
Mario.
See you guys later.
Thank you.
Mario, why don't you listen to some NPR? Mario, did you hear me?
All right, continue the email. Where the fuck were we on it?
Ah, God. Okay, so this real person who's actually going to the real place in the real world, Palestine,
with real people there
with
to
real
be
people,
taught.
It says that he appreciates our podcast for, because we express sadness and happiness and the real full spectrum of the human experience. Just trying to get through life, just trying to feel like something once in a while. Hope you guys stick together and hope you guys keep working on this thing because it's oddly special. Don't not realize that, Jackie.
Jackie,
no.
little Miss Sleepyhead over
A friend
here.
you don't know, Raghav. No, Jackie, how does that make you
Raghav?
feel? This is a real email.
Well, I would have been excited
person.
until I heard their name was Raghav.
Somewhere
are we on a Klingon starship?
Okay,
I'm just
enough.
kidding. I'm kidding. I love him. I love this person.
Somewhere in the Middle East is someone who feels whose podcast
we're
touched
connecting
them in
with
this way.
They touch somebody.
And look, you just want to go home.
No,
Yeah.
I
You.
was listening,
How
trying to
dare
listen
you.
the whole time.
How dare you,
Spilling
Jackie?
Hennessy left and
Yeah,
right.
causing me to spill
Ryan
Hennessy.
Quincy, not this Ryan. You've turned on me.
Well,
You're taking Justin's
There are
side.
8
No,
rags
I'm just-
of paper towel soaked Hennessy on the ground because of you, Jackie, not me.
And I'm sucking on them now.
Sopping it up, wringing it out.
So tasty.
Okay, I'm gonna
So,
read one more
all right.
real short email because I'm curious what everybody's thoughts are on this.
All right, let's
Hold
hear
on,
this
I
last
gotta
one.
find
You
it.
guys get a lot of emails.
We
Oh,
do.
dude, we if we
It's
were to go
nonstop.
through all of the emails that we have neglected to,
That's
Oh,
why
man.
Jackie's yawning.
Yeah.
Jackie,
and we-
Jackie,
many.
it would be an experiment. It would be an
This
experiment.
is actually streamlined. Before they would read all a
yeah, we would
thousands.
read like 800 emails.
because
yeah.
I feel bad.
I do feel bad. I feel like now we've skipped over so many
There's
good emails.
so many emails that we've
Yeah.
ignored.
My favorite are the worst ones that are just like poorly written, grammar's all wrong.
And then
You
you
know.
make fun of them, and then
Yeah,
they,
we laugh. We have a good laugh, and then they stop
listen
listening.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
So you gotta be
that's how we
careful
lost
of that.
Ashley Ann Cooper.
the reality is
Oh
there's
yeah, she unfriended me
Casualty
on
of
Facebook.
war. Casualty of
That's
war.
so
Uh-huh.
weird.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
casualty of indifference. There's
Did
so
she
many-
let us know that she was leaving, or like that she didn't like us anymore?
I
Wow,
think
this was like a big fan here.
Oh yeah.
What
She was
happened?
a big
She's
fan.
from Jamaica.
Speaking of which,
You guys
I'm
have a
looking for
lot
this
of.
email.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, remember me?
Are you Mr. Bathtubs?
Yeah, it's me, Mr. Bathtubs.
Wow.
How you doing, buddy? Ryan, you're familiar with this character, right?
I'm back.
I will say,
Our audience is happy.
this is I'm going to admit this.
I'm back and better than ever.
What?
The only episode I've listened to.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I
It's
know
okay.
this is had Mr. Bathtubs.
Hey,
And
Oh,
So here
boy.
he is. I'm
just checking in
Well-
to let
So
you.
this is what sold you.
well, I don't know about sold me, but I was I took notice of it. So here
Hey, I'm just checking in to let you guys know that the bath water's running warm,
that's good.
all right.
and I'm feeling real good and toasty in my freshly brewed bath of warm, toasty bath water, boiled and heated from natural, eco-responsible methods.
So this comes from a pipe, or how do you
Well,
communicate?
no, Mr. Bathtub, he has some sort of.
Well,
He's a direct line
I'll
to
tell
us
ya.
that he
Okay.
can just come in anytime, but he's in a bathtub far away. I don't
bathtub.
even know where he lives.
Where?
Where are you, Mr. Bathtub?
I'm
Palestinian?
far away, but I'll tell you what. I have a eco-friendly.
He's always trying to push this
Heating
eco-friendly. Yeah, he says
system.
the world will be saved if we
It'll-
all just switch over to eco-friendly bathing.
I get a couple pieces of coal, light them on fire,
Doesn't seem
put
eco-friendly.
a bit of water over them, and then the
Petroleum.
water slowly fills up the tub. And here I am in a toasty, warm, candlelit room with warm, eco-friendly, environmentally safe, toasty bath water here, Mr. Bathtub.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you
What
very
a-
much.
What an honor.
Are you selling this eco-friendly technology?
No ulterior motive here. Just wanted to let y'all know that it's possible. All you need is a little bit of eco-friendly.
So you're saying that I should get rid of my hot water heater and just get some coal that I light on
That's
fire?
right. Just get rid of it. It's easy to do. We could all do it. And I'm sitting in my warm
Cut
water.
carbon emissions by how much?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping
Good
in
enough
it.
for me. All right,
I
Mr.
sleep in
Bassett,
it.
Keep
thank
the
you.
All right.
AC on nonstop.
Hey,
Okay.
you guys stay out of trouble.
All right.
This is
Great
one
to-
last email.
Great to hear from you.
Watch out for AIDS and herpes and all you shit.
He's the
you
Bob Barker
fucking
of AIDS. He
assholes.
ends every.
All you
Yeah,
fucking
he signs off every time with.
dumb motherfuckers.
Watch out for.
Sitting around. Fuck you.
Jesus Christ. Mr. Bathtub
Okay.
took a turn for the worse.
Wow. I didn't
Christ.
know he had that in him.
You can't say Mr. Bathtub doesn't believe in things.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his
Definitely
agenda.
has his
Okay,
opinions.
last
All
email.
right, last
Subject
email.
line, live format. Hey guys, I just had a quick question. How come you guys haven't done a live version of the podcast?
No, we talked about that.
I think that would be great. You could have a show and everyone could drink Four Locos and just laugh and laugh.
Well, is
Why
is
haven't
this
we done
email
it?
from like 7
It
years
is,
ago?
it is dated
when
from.
Four Locos were still
It
legal.
is dated from, I believe, this March. But
Jesus. Well,
uh,
even the
you
Four
know,
Locos
that's my
were-
point. It takes us
They
some
don't make
time
Four
to get
Loko
around
anymore?
to things.
Yeah, it's gone. It's just completely gone.
I understand there's editing, but every time I listen to you guys, I always think about how cool it would be to sit in the room and watch the chaos.
Oh,
Watch
well,
the
you know,
Ryan.
nobody,
Ryan, you've been watching it live. How do you
been
feel?
amazing.
Yeah.
nobody
that's a
cares.
good idea.
Nobody cares, listener. What's this person's name?
Kate.
Who wrote this?
This is
Kate?
Kate, our friend
Fuck
Kate.
you, Kate.
I'm
Nobody
sure
listens.
other listeners
Yeah, I don't
feel
know,
the same way
Kate.
too.
Nobody cares, Kate.
Because it's like going behind the curtain and
All right, Jackie, would you
up
be
the
interested?
skirt.
Honestly, Kate, I think it's more than anything. It's just racist.
What? I don't. Jackie, would you be willing to do a live episode?
I mean, it could be fun, but we'd have to have a lot of guests on, I think.
In order just to not have it all land
To
on
sort of,
us.
Yeah.
it's like the holidays. You
We'll
know, you
just
want
usher
to bring
in-
a lot of
yeah,
friends
yeah,
to
yeah,
buffer
yeah.
you between
Yeah.
your parents.
I got it. Okay, all right.
So you gotta have a lot of friends to buffer
and
you.
go anti-racist.
a lot of
with
guests.
it.
Yeah.
No racism, Kate. Like you
She
wanted
says, Kate,
us to do.
anyway, huge fan as
Pervert.
always. Please don't stop. P.S. Where's Jackie? She's right here across from me, making some very seductive eyes at
Yawning.
me.
Do anything.
Seductive yawning.
I did see her sort of like her eyes wiggle and she sort of like looked at
Yawn.
you in a weird way.
I know.
I saw it.
Like,
saw it.
I felt it. Everyone
snapping
saw
and
it.
Yeah, she had a
Yawning.
little snap.
So, live
Say that
show,
much.
2013?
Yeah,
let's
live
do it.
shows. Yeah.
All right,
You know
okay.
what? I'll tell you what. I'll do a live show. Fuck that. No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do a live
Wow.
show.
We'll just book like
All right,
Jackie
you lock
said.
me into it.
All right, okay, good.
No,
What would be your celebrity cast? What would be your lineup,
I have
guys?
no
You
idea.
have to get Harmon.
Harmon would have to be there. Yeah, we'd need him. He's
Vulture,
well schooled in the live.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Vulture would be
That'd be
a
hard
gift.
to get though.
Mm-hmm.
Be a
Jesus?
gift to get him. Jesus Christ, the alien.
Yeah.
That would be fucking.
Timing would be perfect.
December 21st.
It would be like Battlestar,
Yep.
you know, he was crucified but then reborn.
Alien Jesus, if you're listening, I assume they've tracked
Alien Jesus.
Yeah, I mean this is
if
gonna get on the
you can
radar.
hear us out there,
Will you be a guest on our live show? We can do it
please
December
come
21st,
into the
2012.
live show Alien Jesus.
You can spread your message, grassroots style.
Alien Jesus.
Okay. Who else?
Jackie, any ideas?
Jackie. Alien
Ken
Muhammad.
Osborne. Ken Osborne.
Oh yeah. That'd be
Oh,
great.
Ken Osborne. Yeah, he'd be a good live.
Live Kent's Closet.
All right, well, you know, we could sit here and fucking
I know,
daydream
all right, I'm
all
sorry.
till the fucking cows come home.
Dream team, yeah.
It doesn't mean we're ever gonna do it.
It does.
I'm like Howard Hughes. I don't leave my house. I'm
We'll
terrified
do
of
it.
people.
We're gonna do it. God damn
I'm
it!
terrified
I
of-
want to get in the mix.
I'm terrified of
And
disappointing
also,
an audience.
you know why else? Groupies.
Yep.
Groupies.
Okay. Well, say no more. Say no more. I gotta lose about 20 pounds, and then
be
we'll do
there.
our first episode.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. All right.
First live episode.
That'll
Get some
never
nasty
happen.
groupies, some dirty, just filthy bisexual,
Just podcast
just
listening
fucking
to
hardcore.
riddled with herpes.
Hey, why don't we do it in Culver City, where the porn industry is sort
No,
of?
that's like the Valley, Chatsworth.
Is it
That's
Chatsworth?
not Culver
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, let's go to Chatsworth, where the porn industry has its roots kind of dug in, and
and just
let's
hope
do
that
it
some
there.
porn stars will wander in off
Let's
the street.
do it at a place where the porn stars go. Let's
Okay.
do some research. Help us out, listeners. Email us. Where do the porn stars go?
Yeah.
Help us out.
Help
Where do they
us
go?
out. Where do the porn stars
Where
go?
do they
That's
go?
where your live show will be.
I mean,
That's
can you
where
imagine
our
that
first
scene?
live show.
Alien Jesus, a bunch
what?
of porn stars.
Let's
Wow.
Do our first episode where the porn stars are.
Where do you think they
Congregate.
go hang out?
Yeah,
at
of
places?
course they do.
No, they
Porn
go
stars-
to their homes.
No, porn
What?
stars.
They socialize.
Listen, there is a community of porn stars that like to get fucked every night and will fuck
Yeah.
anything that moves. And guys, girls, and
Pri-
bisexuals
social
alike.
prize need to stick together.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna go to that bar, that
we'll do our-
TGIF Fridays,
Yeah.
and do our podcast.
Hell
there.
yeah, dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know it.
Uh-huh.
Forget about it. Hello.
Well, and we'll just pull porn stars from the audience onto the stage.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Would there be porn going on during the broadcast? I don't.
As soon as we
I
wrap, there sure most certainly will be.
Sure.
Ew,
Of
do you
course.
think you could have sex with a porn star, or like,
I hope so.
wouldn't you be worried about getting
AIDS,
yeah,
herpes,
something?
gonorrhea, diabetes, myarides.
Diabetes. Is that? What is that?
Ryan,
It's
would
a
you?
real-
That was L. Ron Hubbard's
Ryan.
third book.
It's a
Diabetes.
Greek philosophy.
Diabetes. Watch out for porn
L.
stars.
Ron Hubbard's first book or a new snack from Betty Crocker?
Diabetes.
A new dietitianally accepted nutritional snack.
Wait, Jackie, what was his last
Would you
question?
do it with a porn star?
Fuck yeah, dog. Those girls
One
know how
that's
to.
been in the, has done just
That's
like.
a tough question.
That's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Yeah,
That's tough.
I've thought about this many times because being in LA, you every now and then you see porn stars. Like, it's not so crazy to think about this. I have a friend who dated a porn star. And
Who? Who?
The
Come
porn
on.
star?
Yeah, and your friend.
No, I can't name.
Come on,
his
come on.
friend.
Full names. Full names.
But
please.
anyway, and so it's like it's not that far, but I don't think I could do it. No,
No.
That'd be-
It's-
I'd do it if I didn't. It's one of those
You
things.
would.
I'd do it. It's like, hey,
Date or have sex just once? Because
I'd date
this
him.
guy was dating.
No, I'd like if by date you mean like repetitive. like,
Yes.
it's like, oh, I found a well of water and I'm thirsty and I'll go to that well repetitive
Whatever
times
metaphor
to
you want to
drink
use for dating. Yeah,
the water.
Sure.
But at some point, I'll probably walk
Gonna-
away from
gonna-
that
gonna
water
fill
well.
that well in.
I'll be like,
some dirt.
I know that water
You're
well
such
is.
a germaphobe, though. It seems like you would be really worried.
No, you'd be surprised, Jackie.
Ew.
Oh, you would be. Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen of our listening audience, you'd know that I know how to have a good time. That's right. Okay, look,
All right,
let's wrap it up.
All
Let's
right,
wrap
all
it
right,
up.
all right.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
Ready?
Okay.
Wait till the sound effect. All right, everybody, that was episode 42, the big 4-2 of the Grandma's Virginity podcast. We want to thank Ryan Quincy, of course, for sitting through this
During
and helping us understand all the
the
things.
world of South Park.
And we
animation,
also would
and-
love to thank the bold, the courageous, person who did our artwork.
Ryan Quincy.
Who did our artwork.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's the
So
greatest
nice.
artwork we've ever seen.
Wait, hold on. That I would describe the artwork as,
Simply incredible.
and of course,
Accurate, yet impressive. Photorealistic.
okay.
All right, okay.
And
so listen, this was a great episode. I feel like we're on a roll here in the year 2012. We're really picking up steam. We've taken
We're
it by
back,
the reins.
baby.
We're back. We're not putting you.
Jackie's
We're not
here.
letting you down.
Yep.
Barreling
It's the
down
full
the-
team
yep.
here. We're
Ryan, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Yay.
All right, that's all we could ask
All right,
for.
everybody. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.
Bye.
Now listen, check out our website.
Facebook page.
Facebook
Hey, we
page.
want to get to 1,000 likes on our Facebook page.
Yeah,
Can you please? I think we're up to like 887.
What do we gotta do? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I don't
like
even
it.
give a
Are you
shit.
gonna like it?
I'm gonna like it.
Yes.
I don't even care if you like it. I don't even give a shit no
All right.
more, man. I'm
Any-
sick of
anything
this.
else?
I'm in.
All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Wow, boys and girls, that was one heck of an episode, wasn't it? I can't even believe it. I feel great now that the aliens are coming back. I sure hope they aren't mad about what we did to Jesus. What was? An alien too? I can't even wait to learn more. You can't wait to send your emails, episode art, and topic suggestions to grandmasvirginity@gmail.com. Rate us on iTunes, why don't you? Scroll down and hit the stars, baby. It's good for the cause, baby. Follow us on Twitter @GrandsVirginity. Justin's on Twitter too, @JustinRoiland. Go get the GVP iPhone app. Search Grandma's Virginity in the App Store. And join our Facebook conversation at www.pigsarepeople.com. I'm your announcer, A. Smith Harrison. Find me on Twitter too, @VoiceOverStudio. Stay locked into your den for the next episode of the Grandma's Virginity podcast. And have a nightlie. Stick around for a song by the band Tape Machine. Tiawanako. Tiawanako.